Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon. Welcome back to another episode of Sands of Zehir. I've got a full cast and crew with me here today, so let's go around, let's figure out who we are and who we're playing. Let's start with our very own Dungeon Master, Strider Heap. How are you doing, my good friend Strider?
Tremendous, prepped up. I got me Encounter Roleplay flannel on. So I am ready to roll some dice, break some hearts and dreams, things that DMs do. Up, man.
Indeed, incredible. Well, let's go around the players. Let's start with Charlie. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be back here Wednesday evening with the crew.
Indeed.
The whole crew.
And nothing but the crew.
Yeah, well, not nothing but the crew and all the crew's pets.
Indeed, yeah. Amazing. Talk to us about Sunny.
So, Sunny last week was the only one to avoid imbibing the strange cocktail that Jericho was peddling. And yet she still had a strange vision with the knight and the dragon trying to kill us all. So she's having a lot of fun, but she's ready to get out and into the desert and away from the crazy, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. We also have Zippy Zippo with us today. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing great. I'm super excited to be here. I am playing
Shallot Wilbur Walla Walla Thaddeus Weatherfield, slayer of stupid, incompetent, and disappointing minions.
Amazing, amazing. We also have Sil with us today. Sil Fulu, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty fantastic, thank you. This is Ziggy Stardust. And yeah, he'll be making a cameo every so often. And I am playing Sindra Esh, a Fire Ganassi barbarian. So, looking forward to getting back into that character.
Looking even more like a Bond villain today for Sindra.
Yeah.
Excellent. Incredible. We also have James Haig with us today. How you doing, James?
I'm doing great. Today I will be playing Qual the Black Rose, a young shadow sorcerer, a human who was once a desert hermit himself, communing only with the shadows and the rituals, but now he's found his way across the sea and into another desert. So he's right at home here, even though just last session he drank something maybe a little more than hallucinogenic and is now fighting for his life with a talking sword against stone dragons.
It happens, you know, it happens to the best of us. Incredible. As for myself, I'll be playing Morsan, the Tiefling Ranger. Morsan, well, he has a good friend in Charlotte. He is something of his protector, his bodyguards, sometimes, when he feels like it. The rest of the time, a little bit less so, I guess, because Charlotte does end up getting into a bit of trouble that Morsan can't or won't get him out of. But he is also looking forward to get out into the sands today and off to the... God, I've got the name of the capital that we're going towards today. But it was definitely a place that we were headed to, and my notes would probably tell me what it was called as well. Yes, more sand. So we did that all the time. Before we dive into today's game, I remind you guys, quick shout out to our sponsors, D&Dice.co.uk, sponsor the show and the channel. Go check them out there, !dice, to get 5% discount off all of their dice there. And I believe Sid's going to be doing a giveaway later today, or maybe it's already gone out. Maybe it's tomorrow morning, I don't know, for some dice that you can get over there for free. But check out that link down there. Also, you can interact with today's show. If you haven't followed the show yet, hit the follow button and join us. 20 followers, you guys get to decide something which happens next in our game. We call these a viewer decision. Strider Heap will ask you a question like, what kind of mounts do they find? And you guys will, of course, throw out some ideas. You'll vote on it. And the answer would, of course, be sloths. So that happened last week. That was a whole thing. There's also the tweet for you guys, 20 retweets, which I believe we're probably about to hit right now. You guys will get another viewer decision as well. You can donate to affect the game, give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and pets. And thank you to no one who donates £9 to give free crit successes to the DM. Well, goddamn you, no one, because Strider, as if Strider needed the excuse to do more terrible things. So
Wait!
now he has the power. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What?
It's happened. I'm afraid so. Well, before we dive into the game, I'll hand over to our good friend Strider Heap. Strider, just want to say how great you're looking today. with that flannel shirt. So, maybe send those nat 20s elsewhere. I don't know. Straight out, what happened last time on the show? Should we do a little recap here?
Yes, our intrepid adventurers have been hired to leave their homeland and go to the mystic desert city of Citadel in a new and strange foreign country. But things never go as planned in D&D. So their ship was hijacked. They were poisoned with opium and other nasty things. At least most of them were. And last session, they found themselves in jail, waiting to hear from the leader of this cult? A man who says his name is Jericho. Upon meeting Jericho, we had some comments that he wasn't what the party was expecting. They thought some robed man was gonna sway in and declare himself leader and masters of these lands. But they found themselves face to face with a younger kid. He's skinny, he's pale, and he told them, "You can go. Okay, bye-bye. Get out of here." Thanks to Chet, of course, they were attacked, and that is where we're going to pick up today. The stone construct dragon has stopped moving around and screeching and breathing acid at these people. As the rider, and presumably its master, his skin has returned from stone to flesh, and he is bleeding out on the ground, probably already dead, his throat ripped open by Sunny, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Joining our party, we have a couple pets I don't want anyone to forget. Will, or Morrison, you are being followed by Spud, if you recall. He is smaller than a gnome. He's a very small little dude. He looks like a giant, at least in build. He has the big, primitive brow. He's looking up at you through squinted, uneven eyes, and he's not saying anything. But for whatever reason, he has taken a liking to you. And perhaps we will see why later.
Indeed.
We got us a talking sword named Sharpie. Every wielder comes up with a different name. Sometimes I've been Stabby, sometimes I've been Stingy, but Sharpie's a new one. So Sharpie is Qual, our Shadow Sorcerer's talking sword, but no one else can hear him. So Qual's always talking to himself anyway.
Probably for the best.
Shallot, you have a baby owl bear named Owlicious. He is flabby, sweaty, and hungry. Kind of hitting home there.
My three favorite things.
Sunny, you have a disembodied hand that you have kept on a leash, and you use it for picking pockets, locks, or pretty much anything that needs to be picked, poked, or prodded.
Or booped.
It is named Booper. I forgot. Booper does many boops. In our theater of the mind, we are in a small oasis. You guys are covered and surrounded by vines, leaves, foliage, humors laying on the ground. The big tarp overhead has been ripped apart, ripped to shreds by the sandstorm and the dragon and the rider. Most of the Ardians here, most of Jericho's followers, are kind of coming to and realizing this isn't some kind of weird hallucinogenic vision that they're having, but they're actually under attack.
And are we still under attack? Is that correct, Strider?
You have vanquished the foe.
Good.
He has been smitily smoted. And that is where we're going to start today. Jericho is lying on the ground after being attacked by the sentient sword. The sword has, oopsie, wrong guy. I got this. And he returns to Qual. Jericho stands up. His hands and his forearms are bleeding from trying to protect himself, and his shirt is ripped to shreds. Now that you guys can see him, you see he has a large mound of scar tissue over the left side of his chest, right above where his heart should be. It even protrudes from his skin a couple inches. But he throws himself up. Oh, great! They found us. He sprints over to this guy that you've killed. The tattoos on his skin are still snaking around and moving. And they seem to be spreading with his death. His skin is being replaced by pitch black ink. It's slowly crawling up his neck, up his face, into his rolled back eyeballs. And Jericho kind of nervously pauses for a second. Once the tattoo covers this guy, you guys smell rotten flesh. The same kind of weird acidy liquid that was coming from the dragon's mouth. And the dude's body just kind of folds in on itself, disintegrating, melting, turning into a big pile of goo on the ground.
Ugh.
Ew.
What
And I
the?
look over. Eloise just kind of like creeps forward and like looks at me and then looks at like the now mushy person. He like leans down, opens his beak as if he's going to take a taste, but Charlotte like whacks him on the head. Don't eat that.
What the hell is this thing, Jericho? What do you mean they have found us? Who are they? There are more of these people?
Yes, this is, what's the word? Acquaintance of mine. Yes, a close family friend. You know, I really feel like I must say something. You must have been given a terrible first impression of this beautiful land. You know, most Ardians are actually really quite friendly. You can be a complete stranger and they'll let you into their house and feed you and clothe you and...
Try to kill you and assassinate your captain and drive a giant ship into the ground and summon giant stone dragons and lock you in a cage. Yeah, they sound really nice.
See, that's the bad first impression I'm talking about. I'm not part of the cut of the normal cloth. They really are fantastic people. Yes.
Qual is going to kneel down by this guy who's being enveloped by these tattoos and smelling of rotten flesh, and I'd like to make an Arcana check. I'd like to figure out what the hell is going on here.
Please do.
Okay. Arcana.
The first roll of the session is a 21. Today is going to be a good day.
Very nice.
21.
This is not straight arcane magic. This isn't 100% pure learned book magic. Part of this is divine, and not divine in the way that the healers in the cities try to heal people with lights and good feelings and positive daily affirmations. This is the other kind of divine.
Like eldritch?
Like some kind of evil deity is at work here. There is some arcane components. This deity's energy seems to be stored inside these tattoos, and his death, for whatever reason, has activated them.
The shadows have been twisted around this man. This is a perversion of everything I hold dear to me. What people would use this kind of fell magic? Jericho, you know them.
Yes, and you know where they are.
Yes, this man right here is my good friend, who has found himself with a group called the Followers of Zehir.
Zehir.
Zewhere?
Zehir, Zafar, wherever you Zahar?
They're everywhere.
Charlotte kind of like looks at Jericho, who he feels like is pausing for dramatic effect, and he's like, okay, yeah, great. Now who is Zehir?
That name is unknown to me.
Really, I think you, of all people, should know. He is a self-proclaimed god. Most of these people are self-proclaimed. He's not the kind of god that sits on a throne and orders people around. He's the kind of god that was slain millennia ago and has ceased to exist for a while. Ever since Neverwinter Night's service went down.
I hear it's getting remastered.
Fantastic! He is a god of lies, of snakes, and of... You guessed it, friend. Shadows.
The Lying Serpent. Yes, I've heard of this name.
Lying serpent.
Good, perfect. Well, yes, these followers seem to think that Zehir's back, or he's coming back, or something stupid like that. But truthfully, that couldn't be true, because he's dead. And if he's dead, then everything's better, so...
Of course, he's dead. Once you're dead, you're dead. Unless, of course, you find some kind of unstoppable force that can rewrite reality and instead rewrite his death into his ascension, and he's alive.
Well, this thing here, it has no right to live, and yet it does. So by that logic, perhaps this creature, Zehir, could also be alive, or perhaps they are trying to make it come back. Necromancy and shadow magic, well, I hear they go hand in hand.
He claps his hands, looking like an excited small child.
I look at Booper.
Yes! You are smart! I picked the right plane ship thing to steal. Yes, my thoughts exactly. How can he be melting and turning himself into goo without the help of some divine intervention?
Right. So these followers must be working on that. What do you think, Sonny?
Must be some sort of powerful item or conduit involved for such a task.
Or maybe acid.
Or a prophecy. Often these things, they have prophecies, I hear. There a prophecy about Zehir, maybe one that everyone's forgotten about, but is actually, we should be paying attention to.
Have I heard of one? Can I make a history check?
Yeah, sure.
In my...
Have I read one in my black book of forbidden lore?
You guys can roll all the kinds of knowledge rolls you want to roll.
Sweet. I'm gonna
that doesn't fill me with confidence.
Alright, I'm going with Sunny's research, looking for powerful treasures. Because that's what she does. Shame it's not with advantage.
21 is our... Yes.
No, I can't think of a way to make it advantage.
Okay. 21 is our highest history roll. You do recall in some readings, not in the library of the Imperial Collective, all of their books seem to be about themselves, but maybe some ancient tome from the college you used to teach at, or some kind of information elsewhere. There seems to be some massive wars, religious crusades in a land far, far to the west some years ago, that ended in the culmination of some kind of deity being sealed away or something. It was a hearsay report, an article of a guy that read an article one time about a dude that heard it from another guy. So it's not super duper informative or the forefront of your frontal lobe, but that is what you know.
Huh. So there was this one time I read a book, and it was a really interesting book. It had nothing but words, no pictures, so you know that it was very informative. This dude said that he read a paper written by this other dude who was written by this other dude who was actually the brother of somebody who actually witnessed this happen. And apparently they sealed the god away. They never really mentioned the god, but they sealed him away. So maybe this is that's what they mean by Zehir is dead, but he's not really dead. He's just sealed into another plane of existence.
He's just hidden away, and maybe they're trying to open the door again.
I feel the shadows would have communed with me about that. Don't you think that's a little bit like hearsay?
Well,
sounds like standard academic practice to me.
Not just normal hearsay, the hearsay.
It is the hearsay from a really French man. It is the hearsay. Oh.
It's not actually out of. It's not. The idea of sealing a powerful beast or creature into a demiplane is not an uncommon theory. We are just one sphere in a multitude of spheres in this multiverse. There are planes of existence, other worlds, other realities, and
Are you talking about onion theory again?
I think he is.
just listen to me. Listen to me. If every layer of that onion is a different world, it's not completely out of the equation that you can punch a hole into the other layer and then drop something from this layer to the next layer. I've done it, but for some reason, when I've come to this layer, I feel like my power's dampened a bit. I can't go from layer to layer.
Right, so what you're saying is maybe he is trapped in a different dimension and they are trying to get him out of that dimension via spells or magic or something like that.
Look at the big head on the short man. I don't think I've ever used a single day of my education, but you wear it proudly. It fits you. I like it. Yes, but gods, deities, blah, blah, blah. That's not what you are interested about. You are interested about finding yourself a home, going back to the Imperial Collective, conquering the lands. So you can go now. And where's Bashir? Bashir! The small mousy woman, the number 3rd in command here at the camp that you guys know is named Karima. She tiptoes up and kind of tugs at Jericho's sleeve. She still has the flushed face and the kind of glazed over look in her eyes. And she's just, sir? Who's there? Sir? When have I ever asked my family to call me sir? You guys are all my family, you know. Yes, you always say that. It's Bashir, though. Oh, yes, perfect. Where is he? She peeps, just... She points over to the side at one of the giant kegs of this poisonous, opium-laced super wonder drug. And there's some people with crowbars or pieces of wood trying to pry off the entire front spigoted face of the keg. Jericho turns his back on all of you as if he forgets that this follower of Zehir is in a puddle on the ground and this giant stone statue dragon is just looming over. He's forgotten that. He walks over to the keg. The front is finally pried open with some splintering of wood and a big pop. The water flows out, most of it gone, and with it, the big bald man that kind of ushered you guys into the prison, Bashir, the 2nd in command here. He is dead, long dead. Looks like he drowned. There's a big hole in the top of the keg. He probably climbed in. I think he's dead. Jericho stands there for a second. There's a strange twitch in his mouth. And he's just... the idiot! Oh, my goodness! He walks over and puts his foot on his face and kind of rotates it. Yes, he's dead, all right.
Looks dead to me.
He hops down on his
Better than a doornail.
chest and just starts rummaging through his pockets. Let's see here. Ooh, coin. Puts it in his pocket. He pulls off a little necklace that this guy was wearing. Just
Jericho, You were saying about Citadel and finding a home there.
He kind of looks you up and down, just... No. He looks
And
at
giving us
Shallot.
the camels to get there.
Right, the camels.
Too short. Too red. You got pointy little bumps on your head. I like that.
I want to punch Jericho in the face.
Whoa.
Okay, Leia Sunny. I don't stop.
Roll an attack check, please.
Oh no.
Sure. It would be, what would it be? I guess strength?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's just a flat roll. 15.
15. He is smiling up at you as you walk over, and he's like, little bumpy things. And you connect jaw, nose, eye socket, where?
Just jaw, just like, come back to reality now. Done with this.
He rolls off of this guy, thrown to the ground. He's actually quite weak. Some of the people around kind of put hands on their sword hilts and look nervously around. Karima runs over to him and drops down on her knees. Just, are you okay? What are you doing? But then a very familiar... he pushes himself up out of the sand. It was a good thing, I assure you. You, what's your name? I'm Karima, sir. You're third person in charge? No, that's not right at all. No, you're not. What? Because you are number 2 now. And he throws the little necklace over Karima. Her
Believe
eyes.
me, she's been number 2 for a long time.
Her eyes well up, and she looks up at Jericho and opens her arm. He has a little bit of blood on his lip, and he's like, He puts a palm on Karima's face and pushes her over into the sand. He stands up. Yes, I have taken certain liberties. I kind of looked through all of your stuff, and I think you are ill-equipped to travel through the desert. So I have prepared for you, if you will take it, of course. Robes. Yes. Turbans, food, water, camels. Think of it as a gift, or... And he turns to Sani. Perhaps an apology?
Thank you very much, Jericho.
All right then, we'll be on our way. What should we expect at Citadel?
Oh, lots of, who are you? Jericho? Arrows, fire, explosions, guards chasing, that kind of thing.
Got it.
Right, so nothing bad to us, but you're gonna get, you're the type of guy who walks in and gets killed on sight.
We
Right.
won't mention your name then.
There may have been a misunderstanding with a few broken ships, a few slain captains, that kind of thing.
And we shouldn't mention the sloths to anyone.
Never again.
No.
We repress that memory, I think.
About those, I know they don't look it, but they are quite capable. And everyone needs to have an ace up their sleeve, so to speak. So, yes, I would appreciate that. Shush.
I say we never mention that to each other again, that moment down there with the sloths.
Sunny just slightly, glazes over as she contemplates how she would steal a sloth, having now decided they're slightly valuable.
So, camels.
Yes.
Camels?
Sorry, lots of going through my mind. If they know we're here, we're gonna have to move, and I dare say you will scarce be able to find me again after this.
What a shame.
Oh, don't worry, friends. And he tries to throw an arm around Morrison, if Morrison will let him.
For now.
His breath stinks, his teeth are rotting. Don't worry, friend. You'll see me again very soon.
That's not ominous at all.
That's not at all what you just said, but okay, fine.
No, I said you won't be able to find me. I need to move. And I am... Well, at least I thought I was good at not being found. Be careful. The followers of Zehir are xenophobes. They hate the Imperial Collective. Ergo, they hate you. They're going to try to do to that guy what that guy did to that guy to you guys.
Understood.
Yes.
Okay.
And apparently they can find where we are. I don't know if they were looking for me or looking for you, but one way or the other, they can see where we are. So.
It seems so.
Well, I don't know much about whether or not Zehir is alive or dead, or if it even matters, but I consider what they're doing a personal insult, so it's just as well that they hate us.
Oh, yes, this is all very personal. And very insulting.
Right.
Speaking of which, number 2, where are you? I'm here, sir. And she's carrying this huge backpacks. There's 2 or 3 of them. They are obviously Imperial Collective in design. And some other people are coming up with some big beige robes. They're khaki colored. And you can see people are adorning these head to toe. I'm gonna miss this place. Well,
we're going
take
to
those,
miss you.
please, friends, or else you will die.
Yes, we'll take them. Thank you, Jericho.
Taken.
Question for you, one last thing before we go. Whatever happened to Syndra?
Who? And Syndra, you can be one of these people. You're around, you've gotten them their robes. Jericho's saying you guys are time to move on, so you're just prepared. You're preparing to do that. And Jericho will kind of glance over and just... Oh, first name basis, so you're friends then, yes?
We were, something like that.
They were well on the way to becoming friends, yes?
Well, perfect. I need some eyeballs inside of Citadel, and since my eyeballs can't be there, the very next best thing... Syndra, then, you are now taking Karima's old position. You are third in charge of the family, and it is up to you to keep an eye on these folks and manifest your destiny, or whatever propaganda they tell you.
Yes, Jericho. I will keep 2 eyes on them, as much as I can.
Oh, we'll be watching you too, Syndra. And we won't be eating anything from you, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I would expect no
Balls
less.
to that.
Yeah, I high-five Charlotte.
Cooper on my shoulders,
Oh.
just there, like wagging his finger as hard as possible at Syndra while trying to keep his balance.
These robes you're being handed are extremely heavy, and the one for Shallot seems to have recently been very hastily tailored. The bottom just chopped off. There's a couple loose threads, and there's a couple, the sleeves are way too big. And they are extremely heavy. Grabbing them, they slosh side to side, and you see on the inside there's some kind of almost luminescent blue liquid sloshing around a network of little tubes, and that's what's making these robes so heavy.
So what's the blue liquid?
Oh, don't eat that, or let it touch your skin, or take it out of the tube, you'll all die. That is the #1 export from the Ardian capital, friend. That is permanent ice. It will probably kill you if you ingest it, but it's the best I can do to keep you cool out in the desert. As you can see, these ones are already melting, so I'd say you have 2 days at best.
Wait a minute.
Regular, non-poisonous water?
Yes, they're in the packs. You'll be fine.
Wait a minute. It's called perma ice, but it melts? Doesn't sound very perma to me. All right, fine. Let me just retrofit this to my other robes, because this one makes me look like Feifel from Fievel Goes West.
Oh my god.
Somewhere.
Best showy.
I feel like Sunny's actually singing that, and I look up. Don't you? Nuh-uh. No, not you.
Don't do that. The memories said too much for him.
Now, friends, be on the lookout if you see snakes, shadows, evil, deities. Look out for them. Or people with
snakes.
giant, writhing, moving tattoos. Those are all on the beware list.
I tend to keep an eye out for them anyway, but thank you for the heads up.
Their number one mode of combat is a special kind of poison. One that they themselves have built an immunity to. But you foreigners are woefully underprepared to handle. They make a poison out of the extract of the Kurari flower. It will stop your heart, your lungs, everything. You will asphyxiate to death. But it will be very painful.
Do you have any Kurari flower here?
I slowly raised the water skin. You mean the shit you put in this?
Yeah, all the stuff that you've been giving us already.
That is my personal concoction to make it a little bit more palatable. I dare say the majority of you would be fine in small doses now, but you might want to keep that up.
Good.
I believe our tiefling friend has some of mine, so sip, pass, or whatever it is you do.
Nice. Do you have any Kurari flower on you?
He will actually walk over and pick some little flower petals off of a leaf. They are actually kind of pretty. They are bright white in the middle and go out to sky blue on the petal on the ends of the flower petals. They do have a couple little fronds sticking out of the middle of orangish red color, and he'll pick 2 or 3 of those. Be careful, when not diluted, it is much more deadly.
Oh, don't worry. Do you have a mortar and pistol?
And I would like Shallot to like try to formulate an antidote just in case we run into those guys.
You have guests over, you give them food, water, the time of their lives! And what do? They ask for more. Do you have flowers? Do you have a mortar?
You're the one that says Ardians are really hospitable, so I would assume you have a mortar and pistol for me to use.
You are twisting my words, and I appreciate that in a small man. I'll find you something.
Wonderful. Wunderbar. Excelente.
Right.
You guys are a little fluffy and over encumbered in these things. It's not impossible to move, but these robes are kind of bulky, not very fashionable. They aren't tailor suited to fit you, but it seems like a chilly winter morning out here as the sun's starting to rise. The dust on your face, you can tell it's probably well over 90 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever that is in Willy Wonka temperature.
Very hot.
Yes, it is warm out, but you guys feel like it's a cold winter morning. You guys are given stuff. The followers of Jericho will put some backpacks on you. You have 2 or 3, whoever's willing to carry them, and just you'll find miscellaneous odds and ends in there: water, food, etc., etc.
Thank you again, Jericho.
You're about 2.5 days from Citadel, so on camel, I'll remind you. So, Syndra, Spud, until next time, you are always welcome back with the family. And same goes for you, though you'll never see the family again.
Wait, what?
Because
Bye, Jericho.
Oh, okay.
See you later.
he gets you guys
That guy's
pointed.
weird.
He gets you pointed in a southeast direction. He says, don't move, don't stray even a little bit. be careful. There's no landmarks out there. It's very easy to lose your path. If you need to travel, travel by night. If you're going to lose your path during the day. And southeast in exactly that direction. Go for about 2.5 days. You'll be fine.
Okay. We also have a wild magic surge for shallots from Urban Lady.
89-12.
Oh, baby. Also, Strider, we do have a viewer decision.
Viewer decision.
Indeed.
You guys, I need a desert encounter. It can be Star Wars sandworms. It can be flying carpet goblins, or just whatever the heck you guys can come up with. It doesn't even have to be bad. It could be a used horse salesman. So fill it out.
All right.
Do some votings. Put some VDs in that chat, man.
Give us a VD.
Long distance camel racing.
I love it. Underneath that line in the chat, throw some ideas for a desert encounter. Ooh, I like up your violent magic surge. Yeah. Anyone carrying a blanket nearby is unable to sleep for 3d10 days.
What's up?
Great.
Anyone carrying a blanket nearby is unable to sleep for 3d10 days.
Who's carrying a backpack?
Yes, who's carrying the backpacks?
The camels, right?
Yeah. Oh god, we're gonna have some real grumpy camels.
Yeah, I really.
Sindra said she was carrying one. So let's see.
She did.
Also, I want to bribe my camel with a cookie that's in my bag.
You are unable to sleep for 12 days.
No.
Wow.
That would
death.
kill you, right?
Yeah.
Like that would kill me, but that would kill the camel too, right?
Hey, I have an 18 constitution. I should be fine, right?
Sindra, please, friend, family, sister, mother, keep your eyes open. Watch them. Do not rest. Do not sleep. Make sure not a single hair on their head falls out.
I will take your words to heart, Jericho.
As I know you will.
I'm just gonna sleep her. As soon as we get the chance to sleep her and run, we're sleeping and running.
Agreed.
Qual. Okay.
Oh, agreed.
Good.
The poll is up, friends. You got a choice between Aladdin, Ushabti, Sloths, and Sandworm.
Oh, dude, a Shabti?
Yeah, from Warhammer Tomb Kings.
I'm throwing my stuff in. Shabti were my favorite units. I play Tomb Kings.
Oh, that's cool. We'll nerd
I
out
have no
about
idea what
Warhammer
that
later.
is. I'm scared.
They are giant, skeletal,
Have you-
mummified statues.
Yeah, have you seen the Mummy?
Yeah.
Any of the mummies? They're like the Anubis things in the Mummy, right?
I'm down to play
Like
with that.
dog-headed
But they're
people kind
they're
of thing.
like
right?
specifically statues that are brought
Yeah.
to life by magic. So
Stop describing how awesome the bad things are, Alex. God damn
And
it.
some tremendous stats, because I found some homebrew Shabti stats just in case.
They're constructs.
Why did we
They have
encourage?
no mind.
So when we see the statues, yeah. All right.
Yeah, if you see
So-
statues, run.
Jericho turns to his camp and, well then, boot up, suit up, and let's get going. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you again. And as you guys start your trek towards
Good
away
stuff.
from the sun, you hear familiar words on Jericho's lips. He's humming quietly to himself and just watching you guys leave with a big grin on his face. And you can quickly recognize the same poem that the bard back home was singing. The red knight who once stood atop a hill so high, in a land where sand gleams bright like stars in the sky. Of course, in such a land so far, the earth now bears a horrid scar. And his voice slowly fades away, trails off. As I need to know who is leading this expedition.
Do we let Syndra lead?
Probably me, I imagine.
I'm right behind her the entire time, just because I'm marveling at being back out in the desert. I'm looking over every dune, looking at the horizon. Oh, you can see forever across the desert again. I forgot how much I missed this. Oh, what kind of creatures are those cresting the dunes? There's a flower growing on top of this cactus. I can't believe it. It's a different color than the ones back home. He's just.
Do you say these things out loud?
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, when you point out like a flower or whatever, Syndra will respond, yes, that's so and so's flower, whatever. And all this
Is
kind
that
of stuff.
Can I pick it? Can I eat it?
Yeah, she'll like describe to you which ones are poisonous, which ones are edible, which ones contain so much water that you could, live off them for a day and all this kind of stuff to you.
I pick the flower. I start chewing it like gum.
While I do that, I probably take Charlotte and Sunny aside, and I'm like, right, we don't trust that Syndra girl, right? We keep
No,
an eye
balls,
on her.
no.
So I say we keep watches on her at all times, because in case she poisons us or tries to kill us again.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll get a pillow just ready to give her a little nap.
She's made
You
of
are truly
fire.
menacing.
Sure. Just keep an eye on her. If she does anything weird, then let Sunny or I know.
Gotcha. So I'll like walk up to Syndra and like I'll sit right next to her and I'll kind of like stare at her.
A little small man.
Hello. You.
And
Oh,
just so you
Wilson.
guys know, since I'm so benevolent of a DM, when I'm asking for who's leading the party, I am, of course, asking for a survival skill check. So
Okay.
you can decide who should make it, and then you can make it.
12.
12.
Do I get advantage for being having
sure,
been
why
in this
not?
area
Yeah, go
for
for
a
it.
long time? 15.
15 is good enough that you can only track yourself moving through the desert by your most recent footprints. The heat waves, the mirages, they kind of obscure the further away ones. They obscure the land around you. And you need to make sure you haven't turned even a little bit, or else you guys can be walking in circles. To the surprise of everyone not from Ardalhara, the big robes seem to work very well. Moving throughout the day, they do feel a little looser, a little more liquid, a little less frozen. And cool winter's day all day long. In fact, you might even get a little chilly. And within seconds of taking any garment off, you are instantly overheating. For our first day, it seems as though you're going in the right direction. You have traveled long and hard. The sun is going to go down soon. It's gone from behind you to overhead to in front of you as you're walking, and it's to your left, I think. And there's not really anything too remarkable out here. You guys don't see landmarks. You don't see plateaus. You don't even see unique sand dunes. After a while, they kind of just start blending into each other. The only thing that's actually telling you you're making any progress is the screaming in your legs, the sore muscles from trying to march through sand all day. And as the sun is going down, you guys can discuss your next step of action.
Do we know how far away we are from Citadel? I seem to remember like 2 weeks being something that was thrown about, but that might be
2.5 days
2.5 days. Okay.
on
Oh.
camels.
Oh, okay. I sit down by the camp. I start. He's like whittling something with a piece of wood over like campfire and just like staring daggers at Syndra. That's what Morsan does tonight.
Qual is just
Sunny?
sitting around Syndra, being all smiles, like no cares in the world, completely trusting.
Sunny and
Syndra.
Brave are making dinner far away from Syndra.
Charlotte is still sitting next to Syndra, staring at her.
Yeah, it's like I'm like cutting the words like just always remaining eye contact. And then like Sunny brings over an onion and I like chop that without looking as well. You know,
Tears just running down his
just
unblinking
tears
face.
down his face.
So, Syndra, you like killing people? You like killing your friends?
I do not kill my friends. I do
Uh-huh.
not have very many friends, though.
Because you've
I
killed them
wonder
all.
why. You kill everybody who tries to be your friend. So what do you do?
I work for Jericho.
What does that entail? Why don't you elaborate there?
Yeah, protection,
So-
heavy lifting.
So is he your friend?
He is Jericho. There is no other explanation.
Is he your friend? Why haven't you tried to kill him yet?
What makes you think I haven't?
Wow. Okay. Well,
Charlotte stands up and walks over.
well, it seems that she is a sociopath, and we need to keep a strict watch on her. Maybe put her in manacles.
I look back over at Syndra and I'm gonna say, I don't think you assuaged his fears with that one. I think he still doesn't trust you.
He will, in time.
We get those manacles that manacle the hands and feet together, and we just drag her behind a camel. It'll be fine.
I would slow down the camels. That's my contribution while I'm over cooking.
Sleeping is hard tonight. You guys are able to set up camp without killing each other. No one starts any fights. It seems like everything's going somewhat well. Sleeping is hard. The camels are restless. They will not go to bed. They are just honking, coming over, trying to chew on your hair, slobbering on your face. They'll come over and kind of paw at you or spit at you if you're ignoring them. And that tends to be the pattern very late into the night. I need to know, did you guys try to find the shadow of some kind of sand dune to stay behind? Did you make a fire? Like, how are you setting
I
up
know
camp?
the basics, maybe more than the basics, about surviving out in the desert. Even though I lived in a cave most of the time, I've definitely spent nights out underneath the desert moon, the chilly desert moon.
I imagine Syndra knows the correct way to make a decent camp in the middle of the desert as well.
You two can both roll survival checks for setting up the camp. Normally, I don't
Sounds
worry
great.
too much about this, but
Shall
the
will
night
assist
here.
with a firebolt to light the fire.
19.
With a 19, I will give you guys a little bit of a stone ledge that you can find. Sand's fallen off of it. It's actually sturdy. You can curl up against it. And I need Constitution saving throws to be able to get a good night's rest here. The robes can be used as pillows as long as you keep your head on the outside. But the temperature quickly drops to what you guys would suspect is below freezing.
I heard the rogues. The rogues can be used as pillows.
Do not recommend trying it.
they're very
Oh,
stabby.
That's a natural one from me.
Syndra's gonna spend the night sitting cross-legged on her sleeping mat, just staring into the fire, basically.
That's a 9 for
'Cause
Sunny.
she
but
can't
I guess,
sleep, so.
But I guess Mawson and Sunny are not planning on sleeping that much anyway.
Wait. I got this, guys.
We're just
You
watching.
guys not
Syndra.
feeling tired? You guys not feeling like you can get a good night's sleep? Well, don't worry. The magical master magician Shallot has the tincture, not really tincture, the spell for all of your needs.
And he like reaches into his regent bag and he throws up petals into the air.
Sleep.
Yeah, I find it difficult to sleep with a traitor around.
You can roll your dice if you're actually going to cast the sleep spell.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
do it.
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
please
Yeah.
do.
So it is a, let me see.
I got 25, so I'm going down before Sunny.
Hold on.
I'm assuming I was back at full hit points at this point, right? Like we've had a rest.
Well,
Yeah, everyone can
5d8.
be back at full health.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got 25, so we're even, Will.
I've
Oh,
got
yeah,
38,
you've taken damage of
I'm
it.
not going down first.
Actually, maybe I have. No, I don't think I did.
20.
Damn it. We're like
So
almost
what's everyone's current remaining hit points?
25.
25?
So yeah, I'm
25.
almost off, but...
What about you, Cole?
Oh, I was on mute. I have 27 after that fight. So, or sorry,
Oh.
not 27. 17.
Well, it looks like Shallot's the only one getting a good night's sleep tonight because I have 11.
Shallot is like, don't worry, guys. I have a tincture, more of a spell. Throws some petals up in the air and just collapses face first.
You gotta give it to him, that did work.
The rest of the night is spent shivering, getting a few minutes of sleep here or there. You guys feel pretty, keyword, exhausted in the morning. But the sun starts coming up before you know it. The fire can be put out. It seems you did not attract any unwanted attention during the night. And during the orange hues of the sunrise, you guys can kind of pack up and put your robes back on, prepare to get going. Except for Shallot, you don't feel exhausted at all. You are ready to go.
Oh
That was
boy.
fantastic.
That was the best night's sleep ever. How did you guys sleep?
Not at all.
Not being back in the
Your
desert
magic
helped me
was-
sleep.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Sonny. You're a doll.
And I get up on Aloysius and I'm riding Aloysius. I'm like,
This is gonna be a great day. The sun is out. The sand is hot. The death is abound. And we're off to
Shallot.
Citadel.
Shallot, you're singing and riding Aloysius in a little circle around camp as everyone else is rubbing their eyes and trying to get their clothes on. And you
Sindra.
notice a little glint in the rising sun, only about 20 yards off and in the direction you need to go. There's something shiny and golden in the sand, no bigger than a coin.
Oh boy.
and I ride up and I hop down.
There's nothing that this could be that is anything dangerous than I have faced.
And I reach down and I grab the little gold and I give it a tug.
It comes up out of the sand rather easily. It is super shiny and shimmery. It must not have been very, very long. You spy one, what could kind of be described as a manacle, or maybe a wrist bracer.
Neat.
I
I wonder if this is magical.
There may be more too.
All right, Aloysius, dig. Like with your paws, like this.
and Shallot begins to show Aloysius how to dig
While
An
he's
attempt
having
to
fun,
teach him the command.
I'm gonna take like a quick nap and spend a hit dice to regain my hit points.
Okay, yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I think I'll do that as well.
You two
You
take a
guys
rest,
go do
I'll
that.
keep an eye on Sindra.
Those two are just going to keep an eye on each other until one of them dies.
Either,
Shallot,
it's either you die or you fall in love when you stare at someone that long. And I think I will die.
we will see how this campaign goes. Shallot, you think you see another one. This one's a little deeper. It was 7 or 8 inches down in the stand. But yeah, this is, you have a pair now.
Oh boy. Matching brucelets.
And he like puts one on him and then he's like,
Hey, Ollie, come here.
and And he like puts one around his like little owlbear wrist.
There you go.
Okay, you put it on and it clamps down nice and tight. Doesn't even slide around your arm at all. And you clamp another one on Owlicious, who's squonking and fighting and trying to claw at you to get away. But you manage to. You clamp it down. And I need you to roll me an initiative, please.
18.
Not bad. There's something funky here. This thing's squeezing tighter and tighter. And looking down closely, you didn't bother to really examine it earlier. There's little ornate filigree. There's little snakes on it, but they're not actually sitting still. They're actually moving around up and down the wristbands, the bracelets.
I look down. I look at Aloysius, and I kind of look to the audience.
Well, shit. Huh. Well, this doesn't seem good at all, Ollie. Looks like we got cursed bracelets. Oh,
Hands
man.
Pop up out of the sands, and thanks to your winning initiative roll, I will let you kind of step away from them. They are white. They are the color of marble. In fact, they even look somewhat stone-like, but they're definitely moving. They're dexterous. They're not even clumsy, like some constructs you've seen. Full fingered hands pop up, and they kind of grab at your robes, and they grab at Owlicious. There's a pair of hands.
Shallot jumps out of the way and like kind of nudges Aloysius back.
Hey, now. No hands on the first date. Oh, man. Hey, guys. Guys.
I start shouting.
What is it, Shallot?
What is it now?
Have you ever seen a giant statue that moved that wanted to strangle you because you took their special bracelets?
Yes.
What, you have? Wow. Well, found some.
Good luck. And she rolls back over.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, sorry. I actually took a nap for an hour, so I can't help with you.
I sigh. I'm like, you keep an eye on her. And I'm heading over towards where Shallot is. But,
Wait, Lawson, is he serious?
I don't care.
Don't scream when you're dying.
I'll make a
Yes.
gully sound when I'm dying. Oh, wait. I'll make my scream from my friend Wilhelm when I die.
Yeah, the one you told me about.
Ah! Like that.
You can roll me an initiative 2. It's going to take you 1 round to get over here, because you know how to navigate in sand. In the desert, you can move around.
Shallot's going to then just cast mirror image and create 3 other Shallots.
17 on the initiative.
Fantastic.
Each Shallot is taunting the stone, like in different ways. One's kind of doing this, the other one like lifts up his robe and kind of like wiggles his bum at it, kind of deal. While the real Shallot is like kind of moving Aloysius back.
What happens to these mirror images if an attack is attempted on them?
What mirror image is? 3 illusionary duplicates of yourself appear in your space. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with you and mimic your actions, shifting positions so it's impossible to track the image, which image is real. You can use your action to dismiss the illusionary duplicates. Each time a creature targets you with an attack, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to the duplicate. With 2 duplicates, you must roll an 8 or higher. With 1, you must roll an 11 or higher. An AC of the duplicates is 10 plus dexterity modifier. If an attack hits a duplicate, the duplicate is destroyed. A duplicate can be destroyed only by an attack that hits it. It ignores all other damage and effects. The spell ends when all 3 duplicates are destroyed.
Go ahead and roll your d20 to see if it hits you or a duplicate. Because the first one is rolled by the caster. With 3 duplicates,
Yep.
you must roll a 6 or higher, so good. Is 23 enough to hit one of them?
Yeah, and that one just goes.
You notice that the hands don't ever make contact. Now they're kind of grabbing the top of the sand and digging away and trying to pull themselves up. When one of the duplicates just kind of poofs. Looking down, the bracelet is squeezing tighter and tighter to you, and its entire form is serpentine and moving now. The gold starts turning into scales. The front near your hand kind of starts pulling up and forming into a fanged head. And this thing gets multi-attack.
Oh, that's
Oh, so this is
20.
so it's the bracelet that's attacking me.
No, not yet.
Okay, so
Not
this
yet.
is it's the thing in the giant sand pit. Okay,
Yes.
all right, that's a hit. Well, it's a hit on a duplicate.
You have 2 duplicates. You must roll an 8 or higher.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
rolled a
yeah, one
7.
is destroyed. Yeah, I rolled a 7, so it hits me.
Oh, damn.
Tremendous. It is a 22 enough to hit you, so.
Oh, fuck.
I am a wizard. My AC is 11, so yes.
Oh.
Double the AC.
You're going to take 14 damage. 7 of this is bludgeoning damage. You are not being hit. It's a little rush of wind, and you feel yourself being hit in the head. And the other 7 of that damage is necrotic damage. There is something unholy about this.
Huh.
Do I see how big this is at this point?
Yeah, you're getting some elbows sticking up out of the sand. This
Okay,
thing
I
is
would-
at least as big as any of you.
I would
And-
definitely like to start running over there then.
Yes, and I need Shallots to also make me a strength check. This one, there is no need for your duplicate roll.
12.
12. You're having a bad dream. Your feet are moving, but you're not going anywhere. And you look down, and the sand starts going away from you, and you are moving backwards towards this thing. It seems it does not need to touch you to be able to actually interact with you and manipulate you. You have been hit by this thing, and it is dragging you in with the power of its mind alone. And we will start on the top of the round. Morrison is here now. Shallot, you get to go, then it's Morrison's turn.
Cool.
This thing has a head popped up out of the sand. It's about waist deep. It is made out of marble, but it is so well crafted and so fluid in its motion, you could almost mistake it for a real living creature. It is adorned with jewelry. There's silvers and golds in the shape of snakes. It's wearing ceremonial daggers on bandoliers around its chest, but it's not worried about using them. It's just trying to crawl up. And Morrison, you see Shallot being just pummeled by nothing.
That's normal. Yep.
Owlicious flops over on its back and starts pecking
Oh
and trying to
dear.
bite off this wristband.
I shout out, "Nothing is killing Shallot!"
It's
We know, Odysseus, we know.
Shallot, what would you like
I
to
am no one.
Shallot would like to use mage armor on himself.
Mhm.
I touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor. Me. Shallot kind of like takes his hand and he places it on his regent bed, which is made out of cured leather, and creates a protective magical force, which increases my AC, which becomes 13 plus dex, which makes it now 14. So
Okay, sick. Is that an instant thing? Like, how long does that take for you to cast?
shit.
I don't see here on
Yeah, no, I
the spell card.
It's instant on an action.
yeah, I think so. Mage armor. Here we go. Roll 20. Casting time 1 action. Duration 8 hours. Range tusk.
Okay, that's an action. You still get a movement. You can still try to do something.
I'm gonna move away.
You get to the spot you just were a second ago before you were just pulled backwards through the sand. And that will take us to Morrison's turn. Your friend is
Excellent.
moonwalking, being beaten up by nothing, and there is this silent, fluid moving statue crawling up out of the sand with killing intent in its eyes.
Oh dear. Let's see what this character can do.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Well, let us still, no, don't want to speak of animals, that's not gonna help. Well, it hasn't hit me yet. How far away is it? What kind of range have I got on this thing, Strider?
You were able to close up to Shallot. You can be anywhere from 60 to 30 feet away from it.
Oh, let's call it 60 feet. And
Yeah.
let's take a shot. With my longbow, my trusty longbow. So 1d20 plus, thank you for the hosting us. Plus 6. 12.
12. You hit it, but nothing seems to happen. It's a square hit right on the face, like a hunter of your stature would do. And again, like with the stone dragon, there's some splintering. The arrow shatters, flies off, and this thing doesn't even really seem to notice.
Oh dear, help! I do. And I will hum scream. As
Wait,
my...
that was the scream of Wilhelm.
the horn
And
of
Syndra's
the horn
move.
of
We should
Gondor.
probably move too.
Yeah, I've been running over to there. I don't know. Do you want me to roll initiative or?
Yeah, I think it's time we
Yeah, at
join.
this point you can.
Okay, 6. Wonderful.
Shall it gonna die?
17. I like 17.
It's a good number.
Perfect number.
Okay, you guys can get over there, but not before it takes one last action. Shallot, please roll for me your strength saving throw.
Let's see. Strength saving throw is a nat 1.
Well, with a nat 1, you were
Nailed
picked
it.
right up off the ground, the little tips of your shoes floating over the surface of the sand. Some cold marble arms wrap around you.
Do I still get my duplicate roll? I still have 2 duplicates.
And this is just its telekinesis trying
Oh,
to
it's
pull you
it's
back.
telekinesis because I have the bracelet. Gotcha. So, all right, cool.
I will go ahead and roll, though, since you reminded me. 13. I guess you should have still rolled a d20. Roll one more for its second attack.
Okay.
I don't think 13 would have even been enough to,
Damn.
Yep, it targets a duplicate.
would 13 have even been enough to harm one of your duplicates?
Actually, no, because my AC is now 14.
No.
Because mage armor.
Oh wait, isn't the AC of the... Oh, shut up. Wait, no.
Actually, does mage armor
Right,
translate?
what I was going to say is I believe there was a clause on thingy which says
Yeah,
the
no,
AC
they
is
don't.
10
They don't.
plus
So
dex,
it
yeah.
destroys the duplicate.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it hits.
You
It hits the
have-
duplicate.
No duplicates left then, sir.
Okay, cool.
I
Sweet.
should have come out.
The other two are poofed. You get wrapped up in this thing's arms. And Morrison, you see very dark, almost human-like eyes staring up at you. And then start descending back into the sand with Shallot. And we can start at the top of the round. I believe Sunny is actually first, if I'm not mistaken.
I want to use my whip action, my special whip action, and what I want to try and do is grab a hold of Charlotte with it.
Just Indiana Jones Charlotte in the face. Yes, let's do it.
No, I want to grab his wrist and I want to pull him out because you can. What I can do is if I can hit the creature, I can take something that it's holding, an object that it's holding, and pull it. So I'm hoping I can at least get a hold of Charlotte and pull Charlotte.
Charlotte's small enough to be an object, right?
How dare you objectify me?
There it is.
Go for it. Let's see some dice.
I am holding my staff. So.
It's either that
20 to hit.
or you whip him in the face.
I've got to make a hit with the whip is all.
Okay, make a strength for me. Just trying to pull this little gnome out of this dude's arms.
Crap, it's a flat D20. I mean, technically it should dex save if we're using the mechanics, but if we're not, it's a 16 for the strength.
Well, instead of disarming this thing, it has a hold on Shallot, and you're just trying to pull it out. 16, okay, you're actually liable to be able to beat it, as it rolls an 8, and Shallot is pulled free, and this thing stops its descent. Shallot, your toes were in the sand already. It was descending quickly. You would have been buried alive if it weren't for this whip around your staff. You hold on for dear life. You are yanked free. There is a snake coiling around your arm where the bracer once was, but you are free.
I wrap my arms around Sunny.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I don't know exactly what was going on.
I see the snake and I freak out and I just push him as hard as I can away from me.
Oh, you jerk.
As I fall into the sand. Sand gets everywhere.
Okay. Well, what is a poor gnome to do? Magic missile.
I will expel a spell slot to cast magic missile at it.
Genius. This thing has advantage on all magical saving throws, but magic missile has no saving throw.
Ooh. So
please roll me 3?
3d4 plus 1?
Plus 3.
Oh, 30. Yep.
Yeah.
I always forget that. It should be XD4 plus X, where X is the number of magic missiles that are being fired.
Now you sound like a Magic the Gathering player.
Owned by the same company, but 2 separate teams.
Nerd. Jeez.
Hasbro.
God, who would play games from fucking Wizard of the Coast? Jeez, wow.
Jeez.
What a loser.
Speaking of more Hasbro-owned tabletop games, join us next week for the My Little Pony tabletop extravaganza.
What?
You deal 10 damage. Your lights shoot out, hit this thing in the face, and it doesn't wince. Marble doesn't chip away. In fact, it seems rather unfazed. You hit it. You've done your damage. This thing's just pretty buff. And whoever came up with this in VD was a genius. So, thumbs up. Props to you.
I'm going to then take my move action and then go run behind Sunny.
Take her. Take her. She's mean to gnomes. You threw me into the sand. I'm offering you to the giant sand demon.
He does this sometimes.
Sure, Charlotte. Whatever makes you feel better.
It will.
Away.
Morrison and Qual, you guys have the same initiative roll and the same bonus to initiative, so it's between you two to decide who's going to go first and second.
I'll go first.
Yeah, Qual, you go first.
I'm gonna use my signature attack. This is what I would call out the name of every day if this were a Saturday morning anime show. I would hold my hands like this and I would shout as the camera drags back, "Chaos Bolt!" And I'm gonna shoot a Chaos Bolt.
And join us on Saturday morning for our new campaign, Saturday Morning Anime Show.
Saturday Morning Anime with James Haig.
We all need to create ultimate.
I'm kidding, but I've got Saturday morning open, James. That's what I'm saying.
We get anime hair. We get to read out cool names. It's cool.
I have Shadow Clone.
Believe it.
Believe it.
You hurl an undulating, warbling mass of chaotic energy at one creature in range. Make a ranged spell.
How about a 14?
14. Your chaos glumps up and drips off of this thing without any kind of effect.
Unfortunate.
Many. You have a move action, I believe, sir.
Oh no, I'm staying as far away as I can while still being able to shoot Chaos Bolt at this creature.
I'm assuming you're the full 120 feet back of the range, just pew pew pew.
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Morrison, you are under-leveled, but it is your turn. You guys have wandered into a high-level zone. What are you gonna do?
It's like flashing a red skull above his head right now.
Yeah, little boss symbol.
Yeah. Oh no. Like, it seems to be sinking back into the ground. Does it still seem aggressive towards us?
Yeah, in fact, after Charlotte got popped out of its arms, it's no longer going. It's coming right back up. Out again.
Here you go, slow
It's like
down.
a little elevator, just going up and down.
Play some music while it's going. In that case, I'm gonna shoot it again because pretty much all that Morsan can do. 22. I don't know about you.
That is a hit.
22. That is going to be 1d8 plus 2 for piercing damage. 4 piercing damage. I'm going for the eyeballs.
Yes.
You hit the eyeballs and you see just the tiniest little flake of marble flake off as your arrow twings and is cast down to the sand.
Nice. Got him. Somebody hit it harder than that.
Its vision does turn from Shallot trying to see it behind Sunny, whack in the face, and it looks directly at you. You have captured its attention.
Oh. I'm flattered and I bat my eyelids. I will move. I'll continue to move backwards. It seems like we're kiting it right now because we're in a boss level. We're kiting. So
yeah, kite till phase 2.
Kite till phase 2. So stay away from
a seduction check.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's like its nose starts to bleed as I bat my eyelids because we're still in the anime. That's the end of my turn. I'll move. Move. Enter.
Who will defeat Shabati-chan? Will it be Syndra? Are you next?
Has the creature gone already? Because I rolled really low.
Oh no.
It's back.
See, she is working against us. She's like, Syndra thinks about going, and then she's like,
you got
nah.
a 6. That is lower than the creature. Damns. Okay. Morrison, please, strength saving throw for me.
Oh, shit. Am I strong? Yeah, I'm kind of strong.
Strunk.
Pretty strong. 23?
23, you
right?
dig your heels into the sand, and to the Shabati we say, not today. And you keep kiting it, you move away. This thing's not gonna pull you through the sand, you're not a gnome.
Yeah, this spinach this morning.
Yeah. Open my can of whoop ass. That is not enough to take me into the... You're gonna need a little bit... You have to take me out to dinner before you take me into the sand. As I continue this romance with you, Shapti.
I need a couple things. I need Shallot behind Sunny to roll a Constitution saving throw. Looking down, there's little tiny golden fangs sticking into your wrist.
Okay. 14.
14. You have been cursed with tomb taint. Let's get the jokes out now, because the cursed target's speed is reduced to half, and its hit point maximum decreases by 3 for every 24 hours that go by. If the curse reduces the target's hit point maximum to 0, the target dies, and its body turns to dust. The curse lasts until removed by the Remove Curse spell.
Someone kill Sonny so I can roll up a cleric.
Yeah, we aren't going to get that for a while now. 2 more levels before we get that Remove Curse.
Well, if we kill this thing, we'll level up twice, right?
This thing pops right up out of the ground. It has a humanoid form, nimble, long legs. Its arms and legs may be a little bit too long for its torso, giving it a weird uncanny valley feeling. But its stone eyeballs blink. The one with a chip out of it's even just a little squinting. And it's just charging forward towards you guys. It's not thrashing about, but the sand all around it being whipped up into the air by this telekinetic rampage it's going on. And that will bring us to Syndra's turn. Syndra teaches Sing who's boss.
Will start to run at it, drawing both my scimitars. And for my bonus action, I would like to rage. And I will just run at it and just jump and take a swipe at it with my scimitar recklessly so that I have advantage.
Do it, please. Let's see.
So it's a 23 to hit.
23 is a hit.
Alright, so that's +2 damage. And Divine Fury, first creature I hit on each of my turns with a weapon attack, takes an extra damage equal to 1d6 plus half my barbarian level, and that is radiant damage.
As you hit it, Morsan says, "Oh, I didn't realize he was your friend."
So that is 14 damage total.
14. You are a master with your scimitar, and when you get angry, you're used to feeling almost no resistance when you swing your sword through flesh. You get angry, you swing, and you see someone lying in twain. That is not what happens. Your blade embeds itself about an inch into this thing, and it stops running, its vision turning from Morrison directly up to your eyes. And you're able to pull your scimitar out. It's not stuck inside this thing. But it is not nearly as damaged as you had hoped for, which I'm sure is pissing Syndra off.
Very much so. Yeah, she'll just step back and just basically plant herself solidly between the creature and everyone else.
Tremendous. That will take us to the top of the round. Shallot and his tomb taint. Your move, please.
I am. So, is this thing an elemental aberration? What is it?
It is a construct, you think.
A construct. I'll just magic missile it again.
That seems to be the best.
Yep.
Best thing to do.
Roll 3d4 plus 3. 13 to the face.
Tremendous. This is the most amount of damage you guys have done to this thing. A slice kind of disappears out of its face. It has a 2 or 3 inches missing, this being a lethal blow on any normal creature. But no blood pours forth. There's no gore or bone. There's just more marble on the inside. And this thing is shaking off blows like nobody's business. What else would you like to do?
I would like to take a moment and okay, so this curse, right?
Yes.
It reduces my maximum HP by half, right?
Your speed by half and your HP by 3 points.
Every 24 hours that it's on me.
Yes. You are moving slowly. A victim of the tomb taint. We've all been there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I could do, but not anything right now. I'm just gonna stay behind Sunny. Pass turn.
Okay.
For all you Magic players.
Watch out. Charlotte does have 2 untapped islands, so we will all
Mhm.
keep our eye on him.
I got fucking mana leak, yo. Gonna counter that spell.
Islands
brings
in
us-
the stream.
That brings us to Qual's turn. Qual,
Okay.
you are the furthest away, and this thing does not seem to notice you.
That is fine. From where I'm at, can I see what we're doing to this thing? Like, how much of an impact have we actually made against it?
In completely meta terms, you'd say somewhere around a fifth.
Okay.
A fifth the amount of damage you need
Oh.
to cause upon this thing to actually kill it.
Are we doing okay? Do we need to book it, you guys?
I could run.
Because, like,
I could
everyone's
go
still
for a run.
conscious now.
Yeah,
we can
we've-
run if we want to.
We've got everyone, we haven't got a healer, really. Right. Charlotte, we got Charlotte out of here. That was our plan, right? Our plan was get Charlotte away from the danger, more so than kill the thing.
Yeah, because I feel like we're facing a small white rabbit with big pointy teeth right now.
Right.
This might,
Everyone into the rabbit hole.
I think, we've been, fighting and moving away, right, as we fight, so we're gonna shoot and then we've been kiting it, so it's possible we could make good our escape. Is the thing very fast, Strider?
I would say a rough estimate of around 40 feet per round.
Faster than us.
So if we get to our camels...
Yeah, get to the camels and we're safe.
We need to get the braces off his
Start
Charlotte.
the camels!
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm
Get
going to
to the
shout,
get to the
everyone,
camels."
get back! And I'm going to use one of my second level spell slots to engulf the construct in a orb of darkness.
Okay.
Magical darkness spreads from a point you choose within range to fill a 15-foot radius sphere for the duration. The darkness spreads around corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through this darkness. A non-magical light can't illuminate it. A very similar spell was just cast on you last session.
Yeah?
If the point you choose is an object you're holding or one that isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it. Ooh, this is a construct! Genius idea. Completely covering the source of the darkness with an opaque object such as a bowl or a helm blocks the darkness. If any of this spell's area overlaps with an area of light, that spell that created light is dispelled.
Yeah, so I've cast it right on its head.
I love it.
Can we do a wombo combo spell?
Ooh.
Because I am going to expend one of my second spell slots to do Phantasmal Force. I was checking the rulings. It doesn't say it has to be a creature with a mind for some reason.
This
The way
thing
this
actually
worded.
has a slightly higher intelligence stat than you would think, so it is somewhat sentient. This thing's really the halfway point between a sentient creature and a construct.
Okay, so we'll
You
wombo
will have
combo.
to wait until your turn.
Nulu is the
Yeah,
reason
no, I will.
liked you
I
so
was-
much.
But for now, Syndra disappears into this big orb of pitch blackness. The same kind, the rest of you think, cast by the follower of Zehir less than 24 hours ago. But, nevertheless, it is completely engulfed, including Syndra. And the rest of you just see this big sphere sitting there.
Run.
Is that what you do
Yes.
with your turn?
Get to the camel.
I want to try and get the bracelet off of Charlotte because he's right behind me. I want to make one pass it and then I'm gonna run.
I think I might have skipped your turn, so yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What would you like me to roll to try and get this bracelet off without me having to actually try and cut his arm off?
Well, the cool thing now is that it's not so much of a metal bracelet as it is a writhing snake.
My favorite.
How about we have a sleight of hand check? It's like taking off someone's jewelry.
Those
All right.
bracelets are really in fashion right now.
17.
They're all the rage with the followers of Zehir. You are able to tug that right off, and it falls off of his arm. It's in your fingertips for a second. The snake's head pops up and looks at you, maybe a little sideways. A tongue flits out, and then your fingers close in on nothingness. There's a little wisp of smoke, and it just kind of, it's gone.
So the bite cursed me, not the bracelet. With the bracelet gone, I'm still cursed.
Oh, we'll get fucked.
You are still cursed, yes.
Okay, I was
Where's
just
Still feel the
Owlicious?
taint.
Quick!
Owlicious is pecking on the ground.
Owlicious, don't get the tape.
Can I
Aloysius.
free Owlicious? Don't poison our baby.
Oh my
I need
God.
to roll a die to look at the owlbear cubs.
You can take our Charlotte, but you will never take our Owlicious, okay? It's not okay. Now we're
Owlicious
invested.
is looking dark, gloomy, rolling on the ground, crying, squonking, looking for its short mama. And this thing, you can see definitely already has its fangs in the baby.
Oh, fuck.
Can I bonus action start? Trying to
No.
make his sleight hand just start? As bonus
Booper
action.
can. Booper can try to yank this thing off.
Okay, yes, Booper, bestie buddy, go.
Roll, Booper. Sleight of hand check again, please.
Super OP.
Gotta save the baby.
Please nerf Whatsy.
No. Can I use my nat 20?
Oh.
If you have one, go for
yeah,
it.
you do.
I do. Can I use that?
With the nat 20, I'll even say that Booper is able to rip it off right before the fangs sink in. And little Owlicious isn't as
MVP.
grateful as you would hope. Hops up, looks okay. This thing again hits the sand, bounces in the air, and before it can even hit the sand again, disintegrates, turns to a little puff of smoke. It's gone. And Owlicious runs over right past you to Shallot and looks grateful to his mama for saving him.
I'm okay with that. And then I want to start running whenever we can start
A
running.
little bit of gratitude would be fine, but yeah, I think Morsan is probably off. I could probably grab Charlotte once you freed him, and I'll put Charlotte on my back into the papoose, and because I have a papoose for Charlotte, I'm sure.
Of course.
Yeah, and I head off. Hey, Snowdarky, what's up, boy? Come on, Charlotte. No staying behind. Owlicious will be fine.
No. This thing.
I'm going to rack its mind and shatter it into a billion tiny little pieces.
Need to stop drinking, Charlotte. It's weird when you do that. I don't know whose turn it is. I'm just scatting now.
It is the monster's turn.
Oh no.
Oh
Let
no!
me roll for an attack really quick.
Attack Rolly.
I am going to use one of my nat 20s that I have.
Oh god damn.
This attack going to be an automatic success on Syndra. Syndra, you're taking half damage right now, correct?
If it's physical damage, essentially, yeah. If it's magical, then no. But you would have had advantage on me anyway, because I attacked recklessly.
Oh, dams. Well,
Well,
you will
damn.
take half of this. You will take half of 10. So you can take 5 damage.
That's right there.
Bludgeoning.
So,
But the other damage, sadly,
The other damage.
the 9, you take the full damage because that's necrotic, not physical.
Ouch.
So 5 plus 9, you're going to take 14 damage.
okay.
And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
That's the bad bit.
Alright. 24. 22, sorry, that was not with advantage. Sorry, forgot to switch my thing back to 22.
This thing is leaping on you, trying to grapple you. Blackness engulfs you, and you cannot see yourself, much less this thing. As you bat an arm away, you think you feel a metal bracer on its wrist that wasn't there before, and the sound of metal clashing when its other arm hits you. It has 2 golden bracers on. You can't see it, but you know. And you resist the feel of the tomb taint. You're not going to deal with that shit. Not today. And I'm going to use my other nat 20 on its second hit. I have 3. I'm going to use my second one to hit you again.
Sure.
You're going to take half of this. 11. I'm going to say you can take 5 damage.
All right.
46. And another 11. And this time you take that full 11.
All right.
How are you doing health-wise?
I'm on 8 hit points.
Ooh,
Tremendous.
nasty.
It is your turn, Syndra.
Yeah. I am going to attempt to disengage and back up and get out of there.
Can I have you, please? I know this might be a little wonky with the rules, but roll me a strength saving throw. You were right on this thing. It wasn't as evident that it was trying to hold you and pull you to it with its mind. But as you try to move away, it is.
All right,
This
I have
thing's trying
advantage
to
on
hold
those
you
because it's raging, so 20.
With a 20, you say nope, and you nope right on out of there. You run for a few seconds before, not like stepping from a dark room to a light room, but just instantaneously. There's the sun, there's the gleaming sand, there's a sphere of blackness behind you. And the sphere of blackness is moving in your direction. Maybe a little clumsily, but it is still heading right towards you, right towards the camp, right towards the camels.
How fast? This is a theological question for you, Strata. How fast does a camel move when it's scared? Well, give me the
African or
overland
European
speed of a European camel, please.
Pretty damn fast, faster than you can run.
Okay.
It's what, like 50 feet standard, so it'd be like 100 hasted.
Let's say yes.
Right, if you
That's
took a
enough
dash
bullshittery
action,
for me.
you'd move. If you dashed triple camel, then it would move 100 feet, right? Okay. And if you
I shall
hasted
name
the
you
camel,
Dash. I'm gonna use a free action to name the camel Dash.
Now Dasher, yeah.
Shallot.
Okay.
We turn to Nevermind. It's Sunny. You are actually going first. Sunny,
Yep.
it is your turn.
Then I am just legging it towards the camel. Just point, because I'm sure chat noticed. I actually have a point of exhaustion, so I should have failed the sleight of hand on Charlotte. So I would
I
have
said
rolled a
you were
7.
feeling exhausted, not necessarily
Okay.
one level of exhaustion.
Oh, I thought you
I
said
was
keyword
warning you that it's a
exhaustion.
possibility.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I just felt bad, so I wanted to fess up. Okay. I'm legging it for a camel. Me and Boopa are go.
You get to the camp, the camels, they have these huge dark rings under their eyes, but they're a little antsy, and
The camels haven't slept.
can you roll me an animal handling check, please?
Oh,
Yes,
no.
I can.
Oiled
Oh no,
fire
I'm -1 for this. That's a 1.
That's a dirty one as well. It's not even a natural one.
The camels see you coming, they see this thing coming, they are frightened, they kind of rear up and turn away from you and start running the opposite direction. The same direction everyone's heading, but they start running away from the camp.
I come for the fancy roleplay action. I stay for the camel honks.
I'm like, oh fuck, I hate when they do this. And I'm just like, continue running after them because at least it's in a direction away from the beast.
We're running with the camels.
Part
Yep.
of DMing on encounter roleplay is you have to sign away your dignity.
Yeah.
I use my bonus action to dash. And my action to dash. And I run. And I'm just faster than the camels.
I will let you make some kind of roll to like try to jump on top of one or like
Oh, I remember
grab
that
its
during the
reins or
dex
do
check.
something. Go for it.
You've heard of Dances with Wolves. Now we give you Running with Camels.
That's an 18.
Your hands are on the reins.
Oh wait,
Maybe
no,
with
it's
a
not.
little.
It's a 15. I clicked the wrong thing.
Dexterity?
Yeah, I did a save, not a check.
Oh, okay. 15. Maybe with a little help from Booper grabbing one end of the reins. These things do have bits and they keep in their mouths, and you're able to grab the reins and pull them. You're kind of being dragged through the sand on the camel at the moment, but you've at
I'm
least caught
sand
up
skiing.
to it. Kimball Sandski. That brings us to Shallot, I believe. Shallot, what do you do, friend?
Yeah, I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force on this creature.
My favorite.
Yep, my favorite too.
Kind of
It's a
force.
staple for all shallots.
He's going to cast Phantasmal Force on it, but he's also going to expend a lore die to invoke Insidious Spell. So let me roll that right quick. Okay, so 2. As
And
he
that is
does,
coming out of his saving throw, correct?
yes. As he does this, like Shallot's like eyes like begin to have grow circles underneath them. His pupils look more goat-like. His fingers maybe have gotten a little bit longer and more gnarled looking, like talons and stuff, as he is casting a spell invoking the knowledge that he's learned from his forbidden black book.
In other words, this thing is getting a quick snapshot, a little glimpse into Shallot's mind,
Mhm.
and he might be terrified of what he finds. Is a 6 pass your will save?
Well, that 6 is actually a 4. And...
That is with the -2. It rolled an 8. Yeah,
Oh,
-2.
okay. Yeah, no.
6, low enough.
14 is the number you needed.
It got less than half. This thing is proverbially, and not literally, sadly, shitting its pants. The black sphere kind of stops running, and you guys see sand being whipped up into the air 60 feet high. It looks like the beginning of a sandstorm. This thing's going into a telekinetic fit. And you guys, maybe 100 yards away, maybe further, are able to calm the camels down and get on top. The thing over there, it's still there. You guys can see this little orb of blackness just 15 feet wide floating there. And you see sand being ripped apart. You even see where your campsite was. Rock is being torn asunder and thrown up into the air as well. But you're nowhere to be seen. You are further away. You've calmed the camels down. You've hopped up. And it is up to you all as what you do next now.
I want to thank Urban Lady. Today's £10. Yeah, that's TPK. Throw a Hyro Titan. What the fuck is that, Alex? Do you know what a Hyro Titan is? That sounds bad.
Hierophant, yeah. It's, oh man, if I remember correctly, it's a giant sphinx.
The thing ain't in the monster manual, that's for sure.
Fucking
Hold
hell.
on, let me.
Oh
look
yeah,
at the
looks like
model.
a
I can
big
tell you
andro
exactly what it
sphinx, walkie dude. That's bad. Like a bigger one.
Yeah, boy, I hate that.
Wow,
we-
chat just
Hyro-
doesn't
wait,
like
what
our
is it?
characters.
Yeah.
A Hyro Titan.
Oh, it's
Hyro
from
Titan.
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I thought you said Hierophant. I
Giant
was like,
Colossus
that's-
with I-beam.
Yeah.
But damn. Yeah, okay,
I'm
bye
going
Yeah,
guys.
to
screw you,
kind of-
Chad. What did we ever do to you?
I'm
All
kind
this
of gonna
free
be
quality
running.
entertainment.
I'm kind of gonna be running the stats kind of based on an andro sphinx then.
Don't I? No.
An Andrew Sphinx Beholder, is this what we're against?
It's bad.
Well, it's
Yeah,
been nice
that's-
running this campaign
It's been
with
a-
you guys.
It's been a good couple
We
of
made
We
it
had
to
a good
week,
run.
what, 3 or
Good
4?
free.
There's your.
Our
there's a
lady
picture.
forgot something. He forgot he's flanked by an Ashabti elite guard. This is bad. This I don't know what that is, but it's bad. If that thing was an
It's-
Ashabti, then
it's-
it
Wait,
must.
what's going on?
It's Grimdark.
Yeah.
So everyone put down their D&D. books. We're actually going to pick up the Warhammer Fantasy Battle
Hey man, I'll play Withrope anytime.
TTRPG,
Withrope all day.
and then we'll balance it out.
So it's flanked. He's got a bodyguard basically. He's got an Ashabti bodyguard.
Now, if this is running off the same lore, all we got to do is find whoever controls it, because they have to be within a certain range, and we just kill them, and then they just crumble.
How much money do I have to
That's
drop
all
to
we
make
have
this
to
thing just disappear to another plane? How much?
How much money
How
do
much for
they?
a divine intervention?
How much do they have to donate to boost Shallot up to level 20 so you can get plane shift?
Okay. Is that okay? Well, Strider decides when it comes
I'm
in.
dead and I'm in hell.
Strider decide when it comes in. So it might be like 20 episodes from now, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Opening my PayPal account right now.
Yeah.
It'll be attacking Citadel when we get there,
That's
right?
it.
Yeah.
It attacks the
Well,
world.
Let's not go to we see it. We see this Hyrule Titan
see it.
start like attacking. It's like, well, we're just gonna go find another fucking city. Bye.
The Imperial Collective has got other problems.
Couldn't they buy us some magic items or something?
Do you remember that side quest? Let's do that. Yeah.
You
Yeah, let's go
guys,
steal the sloth.
calm down. You see this sphere over there freaking out. You can probably take a few minutes to... You knew where the camp generally was. You can figure out where you are. You're not lost in the desert. That's when the sand underfoot starts shifting,
Oh no.
and the camels are just going to split up into 3 separate directions, unless you guys can roll me some pretty good animal handling checks.
Anonymous, 10 pounds. A beholder will aid the party. Yeah!
Yes, another.
Yeah!
Is it a giant beholder? Yeah, okay, it's a giant beholder. It's Volo. Volo comes to help us.
Animal handling.
Volo with
I'm
Matt
so
Mercer
stressed right
writing
now.
on it. Summoning Lich Lords.
Did you need a
to-
roll from us
to
here,
aid us.
Strider?
I would like one more animal handling check from someone.
I'll give it.
Yeah, it's Xanathar. Yeah.
14.
Xanathar, whatever.
No, yeah. I knew he meant.
No, it's the little human man.
Yeah,
Volo.
it's Volo Van.
He polymorphed
I'll
himself
save
into
you.
Xanathar.
a level 1 writer.
Yeah. I'll find you. Don't worry.
Call in special guest for this episode, Greg.
Greg to play
Greg,
Volo.
you were writing the Sphinx. Chat, I love you, but you're trying to derail my shit.
Half the fun for them.
Giant
so
marble
stressed.
paws are shooting out of the ground. Again, these looking stone. Maybe a construct. Maybe, like the last two, some kind of Zehir-controlled construct. But this paw is the size of your entire party. This thing is massive. It reaches out and connects with the sand, starts pushing it up. There's little filigree along it, little snakes moving, hissing, up and down.
I would like to take to try to take control of its magical reins.
I don't see any magical reins. I am sorry.
It has to be being controlled by something magical.
So this is the bit.
So
in
I'm
the
going to
game-
try to take control of it.
This is the bit in the game where we see the big bad in episode 3, and we're like, "Oh hey, bye!" Right?
You know what? Might as well.
This is the chase scene at the beginning. Yeah, okay. I can do that.
Everyone, please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Here
It-
it
it's,
comes.
it's the bit in the Mummy 2 where the wall of sand is coming towards us, and we see the
Hold up,
mummy.
hold up. Is it a magical?
Yeah, I believe it is. This thing
Okay.
is roaring, and
I'm gonna-
anyone who fails is frightened.
Okay, well, that might be fine.
I just want to know because gnomes have gnome cunning. I have advantage
I mean-
on intel, wisdom, and charisma against magic. So
I think you're gonna be frightened anyway.
Yeah, I'm frightened enough to run away in the first place, so let's frighten condition. Doesn't phase me. Me and the frightened condition
That's all
are
I
on
do.
the same page right now.
Tremendous. Everyone is in various stages of shitting themselves.
Yep.
You guys are on the camels are honking, rearing, and they are running, not towards Citadel, not towards Jericho's old camp, just kind of out towards the desert with you guys on back. This thing crawling up out of the sand, and it does seem to have something on its head, some kind of rider, I guess, for lack of a better term. You guys are disappearing, sand's being kicked up into the air. It's hard to see. You guys can spy a silhouette. It's no more than 6 feet tall. And it has this big mass on its back, what could only be described as some kind of giant wagon wheel. There's a big circular spoked thing as you see its silhouette. But this thing is rising up out of the sand. It's roaring. The roar activates some kind of carnal primal instinct in your brain to run, flee. And that's what you're doing.
Also,
You don't
Grant...
have to tell me twice.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm out of here. But Grant, it is £15. Devil's bargain. Each player must attest their love for the bad boy Grant to get a nat 20. If they refuse, nat 1. Bad boy.
Grant, I love you so much.
Grant, I've never loved anyone more in my entire life. Sydney's in the other room. I hope she doesn't hear this.
Grant, I
She
love
had
you.
it.
Please have my bitch.
I heard that.
I'm just
I
kidding.
mean-
I'm doing it for nat 20s. She understands.
Grant.
She'll
She's doing it
understand.
for the natties.
She'll understand.
Grant is my favorite bad boy.
So you have other bad boys, really?
I have tons of bad boys, but Grant is like at the top right there
Wow.
because Grant allows me to have the most fun ever and play the most.
All right,
Funnest
kiss ass.
characters.
All right.
You said a test
You're
for
only
love.
getting one. You're only getting one nat 20. Man.
Yeah.
Grant, I have flowers for you.
No, give us a sellout. Sil, do you love Grant?
Yes, he is definitely my favorite bad boy, Grant too.
Wow.
He's the baddest boy.
He is.
That is...
He is also the baddest maid. Check him out. I'm making him play maid RPG with us. He's an anime girl, and he's fantastic at it. I'm not
All
even
I-
kidding.
I bet it comes to
All I
naturally.
picture is like Grant in like a French maid.
That's pretty much exactly how it went.
I
to
often
suit
find myself
everybody.
imagining that on a lonely night. Yeah.
Well, you guys got nat 20s. You can spend them when you want. The camels are staying somewhat close together, but you have no idea where you are. And this massive silhouette does get up out of the sand. Giant stone wings kind of spread, more sand falling to the ground. It's far enough behind you, but anyone that knows about these things knows that you guys certainly are not in the clear yet. What is it that you want to do?
Is there a conveniently placed canyon coming up? You know, in addition, because we're in Indiana Jones right now, or maybe a cliff edge. You know, if we're going in D3 and this thing's riding the tank, right? So maybe there's a canyon I can spot in the distance, or some place I think we could lose them. Could I like give a perception check on that or something? Like that?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's drop like critty on that. Let's drop like nat 20 to see if I can find a convenient canyon or something.
You see something up ahead. It's quite a bit to the right. If it's a nat 20, you think it's actually closer to the direction you were supposed to be heading in the first place. It's hard to tell. There's dust, there's heat waves, you got crap in your eyes. But you see something dark. Maybe it's a drop-off. Maybe it's a cliff edge. Maybe it's
Okay, I point towards the dust and I'm like, over there! We might be able to lose him in there! And I turn my camel
Yes.
towards that direction, I guess.
Yes, you wrestle him over. You can't slow him down, but he will at least turn left and right as long as you're not trying to face this thing.
Sure.
You guys have the dust blown away. It comes rushing past you with the first wave of these giant stone wings. All the dust in the area is just woof, and you guys hear this deep bassy thud. You can feel it in your chest cavities as these wings just start going woof, woof. And this thing is presumably coming towards you. You can see a little better now, and approaching this, there's the occasional little grain of black sand. It is pitch black. It might have been whipped up in the wind. It might have been mixed up with some regular sand. But as you get closer and closer, the earth is visibly turning darker. There's some hands popping up out of the sands. These followers of Zehir are obviously well equipped, and they do have the ability to see you and know where you're going. This thing is flapping up behind you, and when all seems lost, the camels start losing their footing. You guys hit. It's exactly what it looks like, pitch black sand, but there's almost a sheen on top of it. It's not soft, it's almost slippery. And the camels kind of stagger for a second, but they keep going. These things run up to the edge of the black sand and stop. This giant sphinx flapping after you. It floats in the air, the little silhouette on its forehead slowly getting smaller and smaller, but they don't dare come any closer to where it is you guys are heading. Well, after they're far behind you and you can't even see them anymore, you guys can catch your breath. The camels look exhausted. They're trying to catch their breaths, if that's what camels do. I don't spend that much time around camels, I don't know.
Yes, they do. Speaking from experience, it's exactly what they do. I spend altogether too much time with camels.
Around winded camels.
Yeah, it's a suspicious amount of time around winded camels, I would say.
If Will knows anything, it's cuneiform and camels.
Cuneiform camels, yeah.
You guys can kind of flop to the ground, catch your breath, and discuss amongst yourselves why it is you think these things stopped and where it is you think you should go now.
Oh my goodness. Catching my breath along with the camels. That was bad. What the fuck was that back there? Thing was...
Why did that happen?
Charlotte, what did you do?
What did you do, Charlotte?
Oh, I don't know. I picked up a couple of bracelets. Then a giant stone creature came from the ground. And then for some reason, totally unconnected, a giant super stone creature came from the ground. Oh, and by the way, I feel like I'm horribly cursed.
So, you woke up a big stone thing, we ran away from it, and then its daddy came along. But you have a problem with upsetting baby animals. You did it with a dragon
if they
back
weren't
there.
babies.
Was that thing anything to do with this Zehir guy? Because that was pretty strange.
Well, if you get me to a library, I can definitely find that out for you.
What do you
Wow.
think?
In all my years in the desert, I have never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this that close.
And I can say, Syndra, just for meta knowledge, your character is telling the truth. This kind of behavior, these stone or marble constructs popping up just seemingly everywhere, they've been more and more common as you've heard of more and more of an active role that these followers of Zehir are playing in the country. And
Right.
this just reeks of them. The snakes, the controlling constructs to come chase you down. This is their handiwork, you know, it beyond a doubt.
Yeah, I'll relay that to them. I'll basically tell them that it sounds very much like it is from the followers of Zehir.
So, it's more than just dragons and shadow people that they have on their side. They have giant fucking demon things from below. And smaller ones as well.
These people can't be so powerful without someone actually supporting them. I think we need to look into the return of this Zehir.
I agree.
We need to find information on him. Oh, do we think Citadel has some sort of library or maybe a record of holy knowledge?
It's the only place with any kind of civilization around here, so I think if there'd be anywhere, it had to be Citadel, or at least people who know more, if not a library.
there's probably some sort of clergy.
Yes, there will be much knowledge in the Citadel.
Also, Grant gives 3 nat 20s to Strider. Don't want my dude to feel left out.
Oh,
Oh man, he's trying to get nat 20s for when he's being a French maid. I think it's working too. I think I have 4 left.
For me. Yeah, you do. So let's get to Citadel. Let's find out what the fuck these guys are doing out here in the desert, and let's try not to run into anything. Try not to steal any more bracelets, okay, Charlotte? You deserve to be cursed after what you did.
Well, if it's any consolation, I'm slowly dying.
That does actually make me feel a little better.
are you being melodramatic or serious?
Nope, I can feel my insides turning to goo.
How quickly?
Well, see, judging by the damage I've sustained, 2 days.
It's about 2 days from here to Citadel. What a coincidence.
Well, you better hurry, because if I die, I'm taking you all with me.
I need a survival check, please, as you guys have completely lost where you are. And if you want to go somewhere, you need to figure out where to go first.
I would like to use a natural 20 on that.
That's my girl.
20. You know where you are. You are in the strip of black sand. You don't want to spoil it for anyone else. You could tell them why it's black, where exactly you are, how close to Citadel you are, but you know it's not going to have the same impact as letting them see it for themselves. So you can point out the way. You tell them where to go. And you guys start marching. This black sand reaches on for maybe a mile. If you look out to the left and to the right, you can even see that this is just a strip. On the horizon on either side, there's yellow sands, just like the rest of the desert. This thing has a sheeny glass coat over the top of it. It's almost as if it's been superheated. And then about a mile or 2 in is when you guys come upon a large hill. The earth is long since torn up. There's big rocks, pillars reaching up into the sky. The ground is starting to turn more rock and earth and dirt, but it's all still scorched and pitch black. And on a hill at the edge of your vision, there's this huge lumpy mound, and moving even closer as it gets closer and closer into vision, you guys see a skeleton. It's the size of the castle back in the Imperial Collective. This thing is just a massive, colossal, dead creature. There's bones sticking up into the air. There's burned scales sticking up out of the ground here or there. Even here, a mile or 2 away from this thing. And approaching this, getting closer, you guys recognize the source of the Red Knight song in the poem. What was that, Will? You good?
Oof.
The Red Knight rises.
And it makes a dolphin noise.
That is a Yorkshire Terrier. And she knows that if she's going to chill with me, she's not allowed to do that.
There are fangs sticking up out of the dirt, claws the size of towers, walls, buildings. And you guys come upon what looks like a reptilian, maybe dragon corpse smote upon a mountainside. Its flesh burns down to the bone.
So
Does it smell fresh?
Not at all.
I was going to
Yeah,
ask, do I know of this? Like, is this something that would, be local legend and that kind of thing? Because, I mean, this is where I come from, right?
They say a giant red dragon swooped down to destroy the city of Citadel. and one knight stood alone and smote it on the mountainside. The dragon breathed fire, was turning the desert to glass. And this one knight stood against it, beat it at its own game, engulfed it in flame, and burned it to death. And as far as you're concerned, everyone believes this. Jericho believes this. This is all how it went down. And this is the location where it happened. Citadel just beyond the other side of this mountain.
Yeah, I'll describe that story to them.
And everyone has heard the bards screaming about this recently. They will not shut up about it.
So-
In any continent, it seems.
Under her breath, Sienna's gonna recite the story that the bard was telling over and over.
So this is a giant dragon skeleton, or whose skeleton is this? I'm confused.
Yeah, it seems there's a colossal dragon skeleton.
Okay.
Burned, turned to ash, but smote upon the hillside.
Aye. So this is the Citadel I've heard so much about.
The Citadel is just beyond the next dune.
Ah.
Great.
What
Now,
do they call this place?
DM, what do they call this place?
Giant dead dragon.
Ah.
Giant dead dragon.
Just as the map foretold.
How wonderful.
Big fucking dead dragon here. Okay.
X marks the spot.
I see.
I will now name it Dragon Smite Mountain. There you go.
Since we found it
Okay.
first.
Perfect.
The size of this thing is just almost incomprehensible. You guys are walking or riding the camels for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you're just now rounding the other side of this dragon's corpse. The sand and glass underfoot turn to stone and grass. You guys smell water, salt water. Smells like the ocean. Climbing up the hill, you guys see a steep drop-off below you. There is a marsh, a swamp, that reaches on, almost as far as your eye can see. Then the ocean, reaching on past that, and like a torchlight shining in the night, there's this glimmering golden beacon sitting on top of the ocean at the other end of this marsh. And you guys have found the city of Citadel.
It's beautiful. It's
It
so
is.
large. And right by the ocean like that. You people live in cities like this?
Have I been to this city, by the way? This is not Alhara,
No.
right?
No, this is the Imperial Collective. They built this. They built it on the ocean because anything they built on the land was instantly destroyed. This thing
Right.
was apparently attempted to be destroyed, but they were able to fight back the dragon. And this is the one and only beacon of the Imperial Collective that exists in this entire country.
I see.
Also found a Sydney ag. Sid donates £5. Here's a nat 20. Do you love me again? Sad face. Yes, I do.
She was talking to me.
Oh. Oh, talking to Grant.
No, for real. Do all people live in cities like this? Have I just been missing out the whole time?
This is not one of my people's cities, but yes, most people do live in cities.
I've heard tell of these places as well. It's quite the sight to behold.
Well, let's hurry on in and get in there.
Syndra, the Ardean city you grew up in, was much more golden, much bigger, and much shinier and better than this.
Yes, our city back home, much more impressive. I cannot wait to show you that one day.
While all of you are enjoying the magnificence of the city, you hear Shallot just kind of like cough up. Black goo coughs up out of his mouth and drips down his beard.
Guys, I don't mean to be a party pooper, but I'm still dying. Can we go to like a library or maybe some kind of holy area where I could get this curse removed? I
Good
don't feel
idea.
like dying.
Also, Grant donates £5. Will his mind said back off. He loves me the mostest.
The moistest.
The moistest. Ooh.
This is the problem with being a D&D sex god, Will.
Yeah, what can I say? Yes, let us head inside. I love you both. Well,
You guys walk down this
Inside.
bank. You descend 30 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet, and it seems like the ocean ahead of you is even rising up. It seems like you guys are going below sea level to get to this marsh that you have to cross. But once you finally get to the bottom, the camels refuse to move anymore. They will not take a single another step. The ground turns to liquid in front of you. You're not sure how deep. And the earth is speckled with little reeds, little fronds and vines, and big gray masses, probably stones in the water. From here ahead, hundreds and hundreds of yards to the actual city, which now seems to be looming above you.
If the beasts will not cross, I will carry small man to Citadel.
Can I make an animal handling check? I want to know what's up with this. In fact, I'm going to use my nat 20 on it.
They are scared, first off, of sinking into this. It's probably deeper than it looks. I don't know if you've seen Neverending Story. But
Ah,
there's
no.
something else.
Artax. No.
There's something else. Their eyes are scanning left to right nervously at these big gray mounds floating in the water. Why they would be scared of rocks, you're not sure.
Rocks, eh? That's what those are.
From my research
hmm.
before coming here. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do I know anything about the city? Because I researched like treasures and stuff.
You can roll a
Fine.
knowledge check for me.
Like my break-in research.
Yeah, like a history or whatever it is you want to.
History's good. No, it's not. 9.
You don't know anything about the lands surrounding Citadel. You know that it's built on a pyramid-like stilt system. They actually started building the foundation at the bottom of the ocean, and they built it up so that the city is on top of the water. But that's all you've heard. You've heard that there's water around it. You don't know about this area.
Can I take a closer look at those rocks, please?
Yes, perception.
9.
They appear to be bleeding, or at least sweating blood. There's a red ichor coming out of them. And you kind of see them slowly shift left and right. They're actually moving. They're some kind of creatures. And in fact, everyone can be taken aback when one of them snorts water up into the air, kind of stands up and turns a head to look at you. They're these gray creatures, and yes, it seems they're bleeding out of the tops of their bodies. They have 4 legs, big long snouts. They have jagged teeth. Their eyeballs sit on top of their heads so they can float up out of the water. You guys have never seen such a strange, exotic, bullshit fantasy beast before. Except Syndra, you know that these things are called hippopotamuses.
Do I know if they're dangerous or not?
They can bite a man in half with a single chomp of their giant maw, but for the most part, you leave them alone. And there's not a young one trying to be alpha male at you. Yeah, you'll be fine. Just leave
Yes,
them
all
alone.
we must do is avoid these creatures. They shan't harm us if we do not attempt to interfere with them while they're young.
I peer over Morrison's shoulder.
It looks like a water cow.
Yes, looks like some kind
It's like
of...
a swamp cow.
Yeah, some kind of swamp elephant, maybe.
Beware, they can chop a man in half if you are not careful.
Or a camel.
They can
Water
crush
camel.
a watermelon with just like a fraction of the force of their jaws, and a watermelon is about as sturdy as a human skull. So
Yes.
Good.
They don't look that tough. And as I spew out more black ichor from my mouth.
Then we must respect their space and let them live in peace and move on to the city. Perhaps we send camels back. Will they find their way back home to Jericho? Even though he's on the move? Or can we just leave them here? Is there like a stable or anything we could leave them at, Strider? Because presumably a lot of people run into this problem where they won't go past hippopotamuses.
Certainly, but you don't see anything.
Okay. So you want to try and get them past? Or you want to leave them here?
I'm fine leaving them here. If they
Yes,
don't want
I
to come,
think,
they don't gotta come.
Maybe we
I
could...
think they've served us well enough.
Agreed. Maybe we could send them back, but... If they do, they're probably going to be eaten by that giant Zehir thing, so... Let's leave them here for
That's
now.
fine.
Better them than us.
True. Okay.
I got this cool sturdy mount, he says as he grabs Morrison's horns and he kind of gives him a shake. Yep, still good.
Still got it.
Still got it. Ah, you remind me of Ramsey. Call me an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Oh, that's the stuff.
He's dying and clearly getting delirious. Let's find a healer. Or a priest or something. And I'm gonna head across the bridge.
There is
Yeah,
no bridge. This marsh just stretches on for
I fall into the ether.
You jump into the ether.
Yep.
There's eyeballs, weird eyeballs on tops of long
I've
heads.
fallen
that
through the world.
look over at you and watch you as you fall through the world.
I look up and the map is fading away from me. Yeah.
I forgot to program in the hit detection
Yeah, you
on the
didn't-
ground right
yep.
here, right?
Yep. Sloppy texture work. Okay. I walk whatever entranceway there is to it, or is it purely swamp?
You can't tell from here, but you guys can start marching.
Let's get closer.
Yeah, I'll use like a javelin to sort of try and probe my way through to figure out where there's like areas that we can actually step onto and not sink.
And
fully
that is
into.
precisely what you need to do. You
Yeah.
guys can let her go first, and it's slow moving. Some of the best ways without sudden drop-offs or little quicksand pits, all the good ways are blocked by these big creatures that are just kind of snuffing, flopping ears, making weird noises. So it's very slow going. The camels are bid farewell, and they don't waste any time in waiting around seeing if you guys survive. They run right up back the hill and disappear as they crust the blackened dirt up there. Who's gonna carry Aloysius?
I will carry out Aloysius. He's partially my responsibility as well.
Oh yeah, this is one of those every other weekends we were talking about.
Yep.
Animal handling for me, please.
Okay.
Weekend custody. Gotta make that alimony pay at the end of the month.
Yeah, because Shallot is weak and he's nearly at his end. Oh, I haven't had him in a while.
You're gonna be torn up by the time you get to the end here. Every time he gets nervous, claws go into your flesh. Something snorts or makes a weird noise. He nips at your ear.
I'm doing it out of love. Ah.
And I mean, you're actually bleeding.
I'm gonna like take some of my robe and just like wrap him up, like you do when you're trimming a cat's nails. You make that little cat burrito.
When you have the owls, you just safety wrap them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna like
Burrito the bear cub. Genius.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know how well that goes. About a 7. But you can finally cross the swamp. It seems to take another hour and a half, 2 hours just to go this last half mile. And you guys are in front of impressive masonry. There's a wall almost forming kind of like a dam separating this huge drop-off and the rest of the ocean. There are buildings overhead, and eventually you guys can find some kind of load-bearing column built out of cinder block or brick with a small ladder on it. Just little rungs, one person at a time, can go up and down. It seems like most people really don't take this route at all.
All right.
I can't imagine why.
How strange. Is there another route, maybe? Are we just coming out the city from the wrong angle?
It seems like coming to the city on foot or on the ground is definitely not the way to do it.
They normally fly in.
Everyone flies in.
So our aim's to go up, right?
Yep, there is a ladder maybe a foot and a half wide.
I
But
will try and climb up.
Yeah, Sonny, you're kind
I
of
was-
good at climbing things,
I was gonna
right?
say maybe do you want me to climb before you and give you like rope to tie around waist?
No, I don't
So
trust you to
that's-
tie the rope off. You might have helped us with that thing back there, but I think that was just self-preservation.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't send rope. You'd probably send out spaghetti. Nobody can be pulled up on spaghetti.
That's right. That's a
Okay,
universal
believe
truth.
what you want.
You can
shall
catch
start
me if I
climbing.
fall.
I will try.
Alright,
Shall-
I'll let everyone else go for it first, and if anyone falls, I'll be prepared to catch them.
Shallot is in a papoose behind Morrison. I picture Sinja's like going up, and Shallot's kind of like glaring at her, and then at one moment he just like kind of like coughs and like more black ichor spews downwards at her.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just me dying. I wouldn't be dying if you didn't take control of the ship.
climbing up, I am just gonna skip over how you're getting an owl bear cub up here. That's
Like a
semantics.
Thank you.
We don't need to worry about that.
Interplanar owlbear physics. I mean,
The
as
papoose?
long as we're not looking at it, it just pops up right next to us.
That's right.
An
Press F,
advanced
it is.
system of levers and pulleys.
You
you guys
whistle
are
and then
able-
it's behind
Wait,
you.
wait.
We're like, we whistle and we're like Aloysius, and then all of a sudden, like on our mini map, a little owlbear head pops up and
Yep.
he comes running out.
Yeah, he's already up top.
He
Okay.
flew up. He's got wings.
Can owlbears
That,
fly?
that work.
I
don't-
don't
I don't
think
know.
so.
I don't really know what the point of the wings on the owlbear would be, really.
I don't know what the point the owl in the owlbear is.
That's very true.
Night vision.
Yeah. Yes.
You guys crest the ladder, you get up to what seems to be a sidewalk of sorts. And climbing up, you kind of look like you're in an alley. Imagine a city with sidewalks, but all the streets are just drop-offs, 100 feet to water or swamp land down below, or maybe even to foundation concrete. The sidewalks themselves are made out of the same foundation and brick as the rest of the city. And then instead of sprawling wide, these buildings, these storefronts, these houses, they're all built tall on top of each other. There's staircases that will lead up the shop front and signs that say, come up to having a fantastic sale, come to the 4th story. Getting up here, you guys are in front of a small pub in a back alley called the Blessing and Wineskin. And there's the occasional person walking by. This is the main thoroughfare. And you guys even spy a wooden ship with a pink crystal holding it aloft, fly overhead, and make its way towards a castle on the other side of the city.
Huh. More of this Imperial tech.
I bet that one isn't being ransacked and assassinated.
Hmm.
As more black goo dribbles down my beard.
Yeah.
We have to find a healer for this gnome.
Maybe we could ask in the tavern here. Someone might know.
Okay.
The castle is pretty obvious. You guys could head to the tavern, or walk around, try to find something else. It's all up to you.
Maybe we can run up to the barkeeper at the tavern.
Yeah. I hear they often have local rumors.
Or one gold piece, I'll tell you the local rumors.
Charlotte jumps down, kicks open the door, and he like walks in Western style, but he's just short enough nobody can see who walked through the door. It just looks like somebody kicked it open. Just very rudely.
You walk into a most mismatched place. It is a tavern. It's what you'd expect. There's a wooden bar, there's some wooden stools. There is a tremendous, expensive chandelier made out of glass, crystal, gemstones, hanging from the ceiling. A little too large, a little awkward, not quite matching in here. There's booths and bar tables covered with fancy cloths and candles. One-eyed sailors and shady cloaked men in the corners look kind of awkward as they're putting beer steins on coasters. There is one woman rushing back and forth behind the bar. Huge horns stick off the front of her head and wrap around back. She has red skin, obviously some of the most tiefling blood you've ever seen. And without looking over or missing a beat, just carrying steins back and forth, doing all this work by herself, a voice yells out, "I know you're not kicking any doors."
Oh, you'd be wrong. I'm kicking all the doors because I need to find a healer. I'm dying.
The only door he's going to be kicking soon is Death's door. We need to help him out.
I need an amber lamps.
She sets the stuff down and turns her head over. "Then what in the hell are you doing?" She leans over the bar and looks down. "Here."
I look up. I still have the goat-like eyes, still because of using the lore dice.
Yeah. I'm looking for a healer. I've been cursed.
He says as a little bit more black goo dribbles from the side of his mouth.
Don't worry, that's just my innards turning to mush.
She looks up at the rest of the party and down at you. It must have been the name, then. You see, blessing and wineskin, we don't do blessings here. We do wineskins.
Speaking of blessings, the pet fairy donates £10 to give Syndra a friend. Pet her.
Finally. Yes.
There it is.
Everybody.
It's a D100 for
Awesome.
Syndra.
I hope she gets a flurmph.
Thank you. Roll
What kind
1d100?
of nasty
Hell yeah.
bar tavern animal are you picking up with
68.
68. An octopus in a magic bubble of
Yes!
water.
Yes.
Dope.
Perfect. Absolutely fucking perfect.
It's the Dark Lord Gluplup.
Oh dear. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You feel a wiggling and wriggling in your backpack of miscellaneous odds and ends that Jericho has given to the party. Kind of glancing around while they're talking to the tavern keeper, a tentacle is coming out of the latch down top. It's kind of feeling around, trying to unbutton itself. It'll reach around and kind of stroke your cheek, trying to figure out what you are.
I'll like take off the backpack and put it down and like pull out the thing and be like, "Oh my, what is this?"
Is that a snake?
I don't think it is snake. It has
There's a sea
many
beast.
arms.
Yeah, I believe they call that the octopus.
I see.
The tiefling woman walks out from around the bar with her hands clasped, and to Sunny and Syndra just, I'm sorry, dears. I prefer not to have animals in my establishment, if possible. And she looks down at Charlotte. And speaking of having animals in my bar, if you are so stupid you think that the blessing in wineskin offers blessings, then you've certainly come to the right place. But I would suggest going to a priest or a cleric or a
Where
healer.
might we find one of those? We're new in town.
Of course you are. I don't know. Just go out down the street, walk until you hit the main thoroughfare, and there's people up and down everywhere. Just follow the flow of the crowd. She turns back around to Sunny and Syndra. I'm so sorry. If you are all together and you are looking for some lodgings, I'd be happy to oblige. But if you need healing, I would suggest taking them to the Temple District, probably.
We'll talk about lodgings later. Temple District, let's go.
Fine, let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Grand. As Shallot walks over to Morrison and gets up onto his back again. Onwards, Morrison.
Don't die on me yet, little gnome.
Well, if we take any longer, I might.
I start
I
heading
tug
off.
on. You go.
No, I'm just gonna head off.
Okay, I tug on Booper's lead as he's just about to try and nick a wineskin and just like get him back. We're on a mission.
I'll sort of nestle the jar with the octopus in my arm and blunder out as well.
You pulling the octopus out of your backpack, you notice there's quite a bit of miscellaneous junk in here, and I'm gonna PM you what else you see in your particular backpack.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh,
For now,
Strider,
yes.
do I still have all that shit that I stole back before we left?
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't
Yeah,
know
you
if Jericho
certainly-
stole it. So.
No, he gave you guys back everything, even the stuff you stole.
Oh, good.
The men leave, and she kind of sighs a sigh of relief, and as you two walk out the door, she's, the name's Maria, please come again.
Thank you, Maria.
She gets a big grin on her face. The door slams shut, and the walkways here are strange to actually get over to what these people call blocks, because they're built on a block of foundation. There's little tiny metal bridges. They can be 3 feet wide, and one half is on one side of the street, one half's on the other side of the street. They can be laid down, they will lock, people can walk across, and if for some reason there's something floating in the middle, or maybe towards the ocean, in the dock district a ship needs to go by, they can pull them back up. But you guys just kind of tiptoe and balance over these things, a 200-foot fall below you, and the residents just kind of huff and puff, wanting to get around. They think you're walking slow. No one is teetering on the edges of these small sidewalks. Everyone seems to be used to it.
I turn around and look at everyone behind Morrison.
Look, if you don't like how fast we're going, maybe you turn around and you go the other direction, because I'm dying here.
It makes fair point.
People kind of stop and let your party just go through at your own pace, going slow enough not to teeter off and topple hundreds of feet below. Crossing a few of these blocks, each one does seem to be themed. There's a block that's just full, 4 or 5 stories high, of different shops, hairdressers, dressmakers, weapons dealers. You get to another one, it's just fancy houses. And you cross again. You guys are getting closer and closer to the castle. The castle gets its entire own block. And then 1 block forward, you guys are walking down an avenue with churches, left and right. There's symbols of big dragons' heads, books, pretty much any holy symbol you can imagine. They are not the big grand cathedrals you've seen back home. These are small operating bases for any folk that want to come out and try to stake their church's claim in this land. But they are everywhere, left and right, and you guys get to decide whatever kind you want to go to.
Is there a temple of Lathander?
Yeah, sure.
He's a sun deity. If you're not familiar. because that's where I will suggest we go.
Yeah, the closest
familiar.
one. I don't mind anything that can help Charlotte.
Charlotte's like, I'm agnostic, so it doesn't really matter.
Anyone except from Zehir is good with me.
Yeah,
Yes, definitely not
do
Zehir.
that stuff.
Well, seeing as Zahir's the one that cursed me, maybe Zahir is the better to remove the curse.
Oh.
There actually seems to be a pretty big theme of sun-based churches. There's little suns rising, little
That's the
eyeballs
one.
with heat waves coming off of them, all kinds of things. And you guys certainly don't see any Zehir or any kind of sketchy church whatsoever. These all
House
seem
the
to be
Rising
up and
Sun,
up and
that's
up.
the one we want.
You guys
Jump
can
inside.
find it and rush in. There is a tiefling right in the front, kind of exasperated and bored looking, poking boredly at some books. It seems there's no one else in here. They look up. They're not from your tribe, Sunny, but you can tell by the way they're clothed, the sigils they wear. This person will certainly be able to help you out. They're who you're looking for. They know your faith. And you guys walk up and just, people. Sorry, hello. My name, and he scans you, and his eyes stop on Shallot and just, they grow big. He kind of breathes in, just,
Shot has goat eyes and little horns, like kind of protruding out of his forehead from using the forbidden lore.
Yeah. Hi, I'm dying.
You've been mocked by Zehir.
Great. Can you unmark me?
He stands up, his stool falling over behind him, and with a shaking hand points from you to the front door. He's like, Get out! Get out of here, right now! And I
Shallot
think that'll be a perfect place to pull up next time.
Nice.
See if
nice.
Shallot is going to melt into a goo pile, or
No!
force choke the crap out of this priest until he removes it.
will he die? Will he choke a priest? Find out next time on Big Bang.
Oh my lord. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's been another amazing episode, amazingly fun episode of Sands of Zehir. Episode 3, I believe. So, a round of applause. Thank you, Strider. Excellent work as always, my friend. If you guys enjoyed it, please do let us know. If you haven't followed the channel yet, hit the follow button and join us. We're here almost every day playing Dungeons and Dragons, Call of Cthulhu and the like. Man, so many people to thank for today's shows. They have been an absolute blast. And they're not over for me yet, because in an hour and a half, I'll be over on twitch.tv/Save or Dice. I'm Dungeon Master for Save or Dice Season 2, and they're getting up to some dark fantasy shenanigans involving kilts and bomb plots, blowing people up. So go check it out, my friends. Let's go on the cast and crew of Sands of Zehir. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Excellent. Straight ahead, my friend. First goes to you. What do you think?
You know, you got a lot of different campaigns on here. You got Cthulhu, you got tentacles, you got all kinds of fantasy shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
People tune in on Wednesdays, Sands of Zehir, to see alimony payments and camel racing.
Why I'm in.
It's going tremendous. I like you guys getting a much quicker view of the bad guys, the powers they're wielding than I was initially expecting. All thanks to chat, but for those who did donate, don't worry. Your donations are not lost on me. That is not the last time we've seen the Androsphinx. That is not the last time we've seen the man with the wagon wheel on his back. That's not the last time we've seen any of those minions. And it's not the last time our party has to deal with them either. So thank you, chat, for writing this just as much as me. I'm having a great time. You can catch me on Grimjack's channel, Greg, on Sunday, playing Pulp Cthulhu. I get to do all kinds of silly voices, having a good time. Expect a Patreon article for me coming out tomorrow. For those who are subbed on Patreon, and thank you much for giving me this fantastic opportunity to torture the players. All those nat 20s will be put to great use, I assure you.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Let's go around in reverse order. So start with James, my friend. What do you think?
Hey, what a great session. I'm so glad that we don't know if our dear friend Charlotte is going to live or die. I'm so happy and not going to be stressing out about it for the next week. Ryder! Well, anyway, if you want to find me, the best place to find me online is up there, James J. Hake on Twitter. What do I do? I'm a game designer. I work for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, doing stuff for Kobold Press, such as their Beyond Damage Dice series, Warlock Lairs. I'm the co-author of the Critical Role Tal'Dorei campaign setting, which is a gorgeous, beautiful book that any fan of Critical Role needs to have in their library. And it's also full of great stuff for more casual folks as well. That's it for me. Thanks again for the great game, Strider.
Amazing stuff. Let's go to Silfulu, who got your very own octopus today.
Excellent. Yes, I'm very excited about that. That's going to make an awesome pet.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved today. That was a really great session. Good on you, Strider, for keeping up with all the craziness that chat's throwing at you. I am Silfulu. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator. You can find me on Twitter. My handle at Silfulu, and on Twitch as well. I occasionally do art streams and that kind of thing. So there's my links. Thanks so much for watching, guys.
Thanks so much, Sil. And Alex.
Hi, I'm Zippo. You can find me here on Twitch, where we do a bunch of variety of gaming. We've been playing tons of Arc right now because they just released an entire quarter of a map, and it's super cool. And I'm here every Wednesday on Encounter Roleplay for Sands of Zehir. If Shallot dies, that's not the end of Shallot. There are many other layers to the great Onionverse and many other Shallots, like Geraldo of the Riviera.
If he re-rolls another character, it's going to be another Shallot.
Maybe.
Thank you so much, Zippo. And last but not least, Charlie.
I had so much fun and so much stress. Thanks, chat. I'm playing D&D again tomorrow at 8 p.m. GMT. I think that's 3 p.m. EST over on Young Jinxie's channel. And then I'm playing... No, that's it. That's all the guest stream games this week. Yeah, just tomorrow. And then I'll be back again on Wednesday.
Great stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Go follow these folks. They're all wonderful people. You can think the exclamation point cast is another place to go find them in case you missed some of the shoutouts here as well. So you can go find these guys, go follow them, go show them some love for the Encounter Roleplay community. I'll be off for about an hour and a half, then I'll be on Save Our Dice, DMing once again today for a chill day. Powering through, finish at 5 a.m. Tomorrow, we've got Tales from the Twisted Tower, but I'll actually be up about 6 hours prior to that because I've agreed to do a home game with the kind of founders of Encounter Roleplay, I guess, the folks that we've been playing with for about 2 years, doing our home game. So, gonna be a little tired, I think, but gonna be doing that one in the morning. Won't be streamed or anything like that, but I'll probably tweet about it a few times. And then we'll be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern as per usual. Tales from the Twisted Tower. Kiena is DMing that one. We're playing in it. You can find a cast down there below as well. And then we're followed by the Great Galeria of Grunrundi. Goodness. Where you guys can join in with us each week and play Dungeons & Dragons with us. Exclamation point play. Come sign up. We'll get you in a game. We'll play some D&D with you. Love playing with you guys from the community. So, until next time, try not to drop too many net ones because you want to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.